Men and women probing the unknown blackness of space. Worlds beyond imagination lie before them. Star Trek, tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central Time on NBC.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners. All right, we're back. It's been a long time getting from there to here, if I can quote Enterprise. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for a not Trek watch, but we're going to be talking a lot about the big summer movies that have been failing. Now, there have been success stories, and we'll certainly mention those as well. But all these movies that are costing, 100 million, 200 million, not doing well. But why? We'll discuss that and more. We've seen a lot of them. And happy that the Trek Watch guys are back. There's Francis, there's Wayne, there's Mitchell, there's me, and I wanted to start with Supergirl because it's of course the most recent one, and I guess it had another rough weekend this weekend. But we want your comments as well, everybody. So be ready to chime in if you've seen these movies. We are going to spoil because we're not going to talk about anything that is brand new. As far as that goes, I mean, second weekend, I figure it's safe enough, and also everybody's been talking about Supergirl, so I liked it a lot. But I see the flaws in the movie as well. I'd give it a barely 3 stars out of 4, because again, I think there are things that I didn't like. Millie Alcock was great, and F the haters that don't like her, and she's too ugly, and all this stuff. It's like you guys are idiots, and I don't mean the people watching or the 3 of us or 4 of us, but yeah, I mean she took way too much grief. Even Mike North, my old radio partner, is like, "Hey, what's this crap she's saying?" I go, "What?" He goes, "Well, they asked her who the male lead in the movie is," and it's like, Mike, the name of the movie is Supergirl. There isn't a male lead in this movie. It's about Supergirl. So I mean, but anyway, we get into details. But around the horn, what do we think of the movie, Francis?
I liked it quite a bit. I'd give it a solid 3 out of 4 stars. I like the story. I enjoyed her as Supergirl. I don't understand this testosterone-driven. There needs to be a male lead in this movie. I don't get any of that. If we're going to get into specifics, which I think we will at some point, but overall, I think. Solid 3 out of 4 for me.
Yeah. Bueno?
I liked it a lot. I thought 4 to 5 for sure. There's again, you can nitpick this thing, but overall, it was one of the better superhero movies this year for me.
Wayne's using the metric system. I said 3 out of 4. Franco said 3 out of 4. Wayne's 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, he's Canadian. He's Canadian.
I'm used to the 5-star system. Okay, 3 out of 4.
Too easy.
I'll go Imperial on you guys. 3 out of 4. There you go.
There you go. Excellent.
So I just thought it was a fun, for me, it was a fun movie.
Yeah. Wayne or Mount Mitchell, pardon me.
I'll give I'll give it a B-, and that'll throw your scale off. I have no problem with Millie Alcott, all that, the way people look. I'm like, the people making those comments should look in the mirror, obviously. But the thing of it is, I had a couple problems with it. Like, I thought Lobo was unnecessary, totally wasted time. Like, you could have cut him out of that movie and nothing would have changed at all. It was like, why'd you bother with this guy here? And I don't know. There was a couple little parts that I was a little bored with it, but overall, it was entertaining. I liked it better than Superman last year. Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't like Superman. I thought Superman had a lot of potential, but there was a lot of things that needed to be cleaned up. It was just too many characters and too much going on. And I was like, I don't like. I tried watching Superman again just before we went to see Supergirl, and I sat there and the same things popped up again. I'm like, oh my God, the Mr. Terrific scene is a ripoff of the Yondu scene, and it was just too much of the same James Gunn stuff, and it bugged me.
Well, the only thing I'll say, I agree with you that they didn't need Lobo, but it's kind of what I liked about the Marvel movies in that it, and also I would include Superman in this as well, introducing other heroes in support. So, I mean, what I will say is I thought Momoa was great, and I would look forward to more Lobo in these movies. But given this is the second movie, it does make me slightly concerned, given that new ownership is coming with the Ellisons. And I don't know what that means for James Gunn. Now, that said, we all have to stress, even though he's the producer, he didn't write it, he didn't direct it. And I don't know if you guys have been following the articles lately, but apparently he and Craig Gillespie, the filmmaker, did not agree on a lot of things. Ultimately, the studio took the movie from him and reshot scenes and kind of reconfigured the order of scenes and things. So they tried to salvage what they felt was a flawed movie. And what I would say is, I agree with you, Mitch. There are problems with it. All the planets look the same, and that's disappointing because given they were going to all these different planets, I liked the Guardians of the Galaxy aspect of it and all the different aliens. I thought that was all very successful. Also, the bad guy, I didn't need the guy having black stud zits all over his face. That was stupid. And he was very one-dimensional. But, he was just there as an obstacle.
You know what was up with the girl, the Earth girl, human trafficking? I thought that was odd. So they were aliens out in space, and they showed all these different type of slug creatures and all these in the bars and stuff. But the pirate guy, what did they keep calling him? A brigand. It means
the brigands.
Pirate. It was their fancy word for that. But the thing of it is, when he had all those girls captive and she let them all go at the end, I'm like, so he's like a white slave ring guy? That was a little.
Yeah,
forced.
it had to do with to help propagate. No.
Sure.
Yeah, it's to help the birthing. They only want male children, so they need females. So they kill the females. So what they need is birthing mamas. And all these people that they're rounding up are all the birthing mamas.
But they kind of half-assed it because if you do it too explicitly, then they probably lose their PG-13 rating. And it's like, you didn't need that. You really didn't. I mean,
no.
Or they could have just been kidnapping girls without going to the sex thing of it all. It was It just the movie. There were a lot of tonal things that it couldn't decide on what, and maybe that's with the reshoots and everything else. And maybe there's a portion of the movie that was shot and we didn't get to see. I honestly don't know. Also, here's my hardcore like Superman mythos nerd thing. I know it's a green sun, and maybe he wouldn't have as many powers, but like that a green sun acts like kryptonite.
I was like, when did that happen? I don't remember that.
But it's the movies. It's the movies. Whatever. It is what it is.
And I told you, I said, wait a minute, don't planets orbit suns. So how does one sun come up and one sun go down? It's not like a moon. A moon does that, but a sun doesn't do that. So
no, bullshit science. Go ahead, Wayno. What were you going to say?
No, I thought one of the things I heard was it was introduced in the comics, a green sun.
Really?
So I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah,
I
feel
never,
free.
in my 50-something years of DC comic lore, even the Super.
No,
I've
and
never heard.
and
I've never heard of Green Sun. Ordway didn't even know about it. I mean, this is a guy who wrote and drew this stuff for a living with DC Comics. He knows more than the rest of us. And I asked him. He goes, "New one on me," and I'm like, "This guy wrote Superman, and he didn't know about it." So
Go ahead, Wayne.
1962, Superman 155. In this Silver Age story, a villain named Drago built an artificial green sun satellite specifically to strip Superman of his powers.
Strip him of his powers, not
yeah, it
kill
doesn't mean
him.
kryptonite. Yeah.
Okay, and then in 1966, they used it again, rendered him powerless rather than toxic. And yeah, so wow. So
Greg
they
McKean
took a
said-
concept from the 60s and then just made it a little different.
Yeah.
Well, Greg McKean says, and I'm going to ask Tom when he comes on, that the green kryptonite sun was King's daughter's idea. Well, again, meteorites, and I suppose there could be I suppose it's plausible. And also, was it you, Mitch, when you and I were talking, and you're like, why does every alien have like access to kryptonite?
No. Oh no. Yeah, because he had
Either
that.
you or was Gigantic Jeff.
No.
that said that.
The bad guy had, what was it? An arrow? He had like one arrow.
Yeah,
that
he had
had
arrows
poison-
that were.
one arrow that he had poison that he shoots little dogs with, and one he has just happened like the green arrow. I just happen to have an arrow that has kryptonite on it that I'll shoot her.
Well-
Why didn't you just use a gun and kill people and just be done with it? What is this like? I gotta have a dog dart and all that. But whatever. It's a story element. Don't get crazy. I know.
Well, whatever. But I didn't like that all the planets looked the same, and they were all. And also, again, it's this like brown, and I can appreciate it on like
Yes.
one planet, and especially like the red sun planet, where okay, I'm depowered and I want to get drunk and everything fine, but every planet looked the same, and it's like you're going to different planets, make them look different, maybe.
That's
You know,
you know
I-
what I said that on our podcast. Ordway and I reviewed. I said, "What was up with the cinematographer on this thing that everything was brown?" I was like, "Jesus God! Like, there's set designs. You're going to different planets. You should have a different look." But then I guess her costume was brown because she had that trench coat, and at the end, she's got the full outfit, and it's a reveal. But maybe that's for her. But the whole set doesn't have to look like dreary. But I don't.
Yeah. King Sport Cal, I think he makes a good point that one of the reasons why the movie didn't do well is because parents didn't want to take their kids to a film where Supergirl is a drunk. Yeah. And again, I had no problem with it seeing the film myself, but I could see that being kind of, a concern for a parent and stuff, because they really did. I mean, I liked it for the character, and that she, although again, here's another character inconsistency, because she's not quite used to being on Earth, as I'm taking it from the story. So, but she was acting like an Earth girl more than, or at least that Kryptonian teenagers, are getting drunk and being silly in the same way that Earth teenagers are and everything. I because I didn't mind it at the end of Superman where she showed up all hungover with Krypto or grabbing Krypto, but I assume she had been Supergirl for a longer period of time than what we got in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of whatever.
You know what,
But,
though, when he said about taking a little kid there, that would be an awkward conversation to take like a 7 or 8 or even a 9-year-old. I don't know how old kids can
What's
do
wrong
this
with it?
thing.
Yeah, what's wrong
And
with
just
Supergirl?
say, "Oh, I'm sorry. The reason why those girls were being kidnapped by the brigand is because that man wanted to have sex with them." And
Right.
That's a little. I mean, it's a Supergirl movie. Again, we're all adults here, but even with the Superman Man of Steel, and I remember seeing a bunch of kids disappointed when he killed the guy at the end. When you're making a Superman movie and a Supergirl movie, in my view, it should be not rated G anymore because they don't make those, but it should be almost a PG. Any kid should go in and love Superman or Supergirl because that's like the primordial comic out there. You should not. It's not Batman. You could have your rated R dark Batman and all that shit, but when you're doing Superman or Supergirl, they should be a general audience. Everybody should go. You shouldn't have to have discussions about sex trafficking with a kid.
When TV Supergirl Melissa Benoist first got the role, there was that wonderful publicity photo with her with either Girl Scouts or Campfire Girls, And it was the most adorable thing because,
Yeah.
man, it's like, hey, guess what? This is for you. And that was now even the Supergirl TV show got, I think, a little like, a few questionable things that some parents might have had taken issue with. But at least, they tried to project it as, this positive role model for kids and everything.
I was going to say at the grocery store today, there's an ad for milk on the freezer case, the dairy case with Supergirl on it. And it says Supergirl drinks milk. Milk is good for your bones and, makes you big, strong and stuff like that. And that's what I think of Boy Scout stuff. I think of like Girl Scout. I think of that, G. Willikers, eat your cornflakes. If you got Supergirl posing on drinking a glass of milk at the freezer case at the grocery store, that's like, hey, kids, that's good for you. Go on, drink milk and stuff. Don't.
It's not like she's pounding down a 6-pack of Bud.
I was gonna say, don't make sure you close the bathroom door when you're sitting on the can taking a leak.
Yeah,
I thought that was a bit too much. I was like, come on, we get it. She's a partier. We see that.
And the bad guy, and the bad guy peeing in the bucket too. Way too much pee in this movie.
Oh, and the dog pee too. This movie was like a golden shower dream come true, man.
You're right.
Crypto. Here's how we have to hit you over the head with it. This isn't your Superman movie.
For golden showers.
We're gonna have Crypto piss on Daily Planet with Superman on the front page, and I'm like, really? Come on, bro. We get it. She don't want
paper training him.
She's papered. She said that. She goes, "Oh, you got it almost all on the paper this time."
Yeah, boy. Exactly.
Whatever.
Hilarious.
And I think what they tried to do was make a decidedly different tone from Superman, and I get that.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, but it was a little over the top for Supergirl. It wasn't like a family movie in my mind.
Right. Right.
Even though like anything on TV now, has
teenage girls,
teenage
girls, but not under like 11 or 10.
Right.
I don't want to be a prude, but if I wouldn't let my 8-year-old girl or 9-year-old, if I had to.
But having said that, I thought it was a really well constructed movie. The idea of they have to incorporate the origin of these guys into the movie. I thought this was one of the better ones where they did that.
I agree with that.
They incorporated it into the movie or into the storyline better than most. I thought.
And Argo City looked really cool. The other little thing that I'm mad that they're sticking with is that Jor-El sent Kal-El here to conquer. And of course, the girl has to have the virtuous parents because God forbid there's any complications in the girl's upbringing, other than the fact that her planet died. But that I did roll my. It's like I really was hoping that, and I know that Mr. Terrific told Superman in the first movie that no, this is a legit video. But I was really hoping that no, they misunderstood or Luther fucked with it. Pardon me, sorry.
No, I was hoping they scrubbed that too, because now I'm like, oh, so that is the official canon now. But the other odd thing would be, and I told you this too, it's like having that crazy uncle that's a MAGA and you're not. So you would go to the L family barbecue and they go, Uncle Jor-El's talking about taking over the earth again because we're superior. And they're like, oh, let him drink his beer. He's just he's a little screwed up when he gets there. Because that's what it seemed like. It's like, hey, screw that. We're going to send Kal-El to Earth and he's going to rule and have a secret harem and bang all day long. It's like, wait, whoa. What are you doing here, Jor-El? Come on, take it easy, buddy. Here's the other bit. They didn't talk about how he leaves as a baby because according to the comics, they go off. But I can't remember exactly what the thing was, even on the TV show. She got lost like in a wormhole or something happened, and it took her longer to get to the Earth. So when she got to the Earth, Kal-El was already like 30, and she was still teenage, whatever, even in the comics like that. But did they even discuss that in the book?
I'm assuming that when Argo City blew off, maybe it blew off further away, and it was, many years later and everything.
She was born on Argo City after it left, so it departed from the comic background because she was a teenager when Kal was a baby on Krypton. When she left Argo City, again, it's like what you said, Mitch. She went through the wormhole. It took her longer to get to Earth,
right?
But in this movie, she was actually born on Argo City. So that's why there's the age difference, is because there was the time that she was not a child when Kal-El was a baby.
Right. Yeah, it was that's okay. But I like the way Argo City looked.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. No, I thought that, like you said, Franco, I agree with you. I think making it flashbacks worked for the story thing. I got to be honest. The little girl really annoyed me.
Oh yeah.
But again, not for me. That's for the little
Ruthie?
kids to relate to. Yeah, Ruthie. That was all right. That's for the little kids to. It's just like the little BS Mandalorian aliens that are the mechanics. It's like that all the shit with Grogu. I'm like, all right, this is not for me. That's okay. You know, but I do find it interesting that there are those that critique these movies, and we'll continue this as we talk about one of the other movies that came out recently. They're like, you know, maybe Gen Z doesn't care about superheroes the way millennials and Gen X and boomers do. I don't know.
Well, no, Ordway said that to me because I had a problem with the killing thing at the end. And he says, no, that's what the kids want now. They want their heroes to kill people. And I go, do they? He goes, yeah, look how successful the Joker was. I go, the Joker's not a hero. He's a psychopath. And he goes, well, you know, Man of Steel. I go, that didn't work that well either, buddy. And he's like,
a lot of people didn't like that.
That was the reason why I couldn't stand it, because I thought it was a stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that in terms of, again, they made a decidedly different choice here and made Supergirl so different from Superman. He's like this straight-laced guy who won't kill anybody, but Supergirl is like, man, my life just got screwed up. Everybody I know is dead. You know, Clark is trying to tell me this is the way I should be. Screw that. I'm not going to be that way. You know, even her dad was like, you don't have to be. Well, you don't.
The mother said it. Yeah, you don't
have to be nice. You just have to be good.
Yeah,
you just have to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I agree with Mitch. Mitch and I had we were talking about this before before I knew we were going to do the show, and I agree with Mitch. Mitch is like, Lobo should have killed the bad guy.
Right, because that's what I'm saying. That would have given
walked away.
That would have given him a reason to be there, and not to say that the girl can't kill the guy. That's fine, but the thing of is, he's up there on the hillside watching this battle take place. She just took out like 20 of these brigands or pirates with their laser visions.
Definitely kill him.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then when the Ruthie was going to kill her, and she's like, don't do it. You'll never be happy. You'll live with this the rest of your life. Don't bring yourself down to his level. So Ruthie listens to her, throws the sword down, and you think everything.
There should have been a moment where she really debated whether doing it or not, and then he should have come in, did it, and said,
exactly.
I'm not her. Yeah.
Or they turned around and Supergirl's, come on, let's go get a drink or whatever. And as they turn around, you see the brigand guy, because you know you can't let him live because he's going to do the same crap again. As he gets up to do it, all of a sudden his head comes off, and Lobo's there, and Lobo goes, hey, let's go have a drink. But the thing of it is, there was no reason for Lobo to be there. If they had sent in the script that he was after that guy as well for some other reasons, or he was hired maybe to protect that guy, there's no reason for what's his name to be driving around in this movie smoking that weird plastic cigar that really annoyed the crap out of me, because it was like a real cigar in his mouth. It looked like one of those e-cigarette things. I don't know what the hell.
I really agree. I don't either. It did, and you and I are like, oh, maybe it's like a sci-fi cigar.
Nobody smokes anymore, dude. Everybody's got vapes.
They're vaping now. Here's the other thing, though. And Franco's a writer. What was her turn as a character that made her go back home and try to straighten up her act and go back with Clark and said, "Oh, I'm going to, try this superhero gig"? I didn't see any change in her. What changed?
I think it was really. I think the point of that would have been driven home more if she hadn't killed the guy and Lobo did, right?
But she did, though.
Because I know that, but I'm saying the point would have been driven home. It was that seeing her life through Ruthie and having to save Ruthie and saying, look, I just put this girl on the straight path. I'm going to do it too. It gets a little muddled there when she kills the guy. I agree with that, but that's where it was for me. It's like that's her turn for like, I'm going to go home and try this. Yeah.
Greg is speaking as a Gen Z guy. The Supergirl killing Krem at the end screams late 90s, early 2000s, Mark Miller, Warren Ellis, Edgelord BS. Ooh, look, what if a Superman character killed? Yeah, man, again, like we were saying, this is what was wrong with Man of Steel.
I remember when Byrne had Superman kill Jor-El in the comics, like, Byrne, and he lifts the thing and he killed them all.
Jor-El, it was the Phantom Zone guys.
Phantom Zone guys. Yeah, you're right. I'm saying General Zod, man. So the thing of it is, I remember that being a big deal because it was like, what the hell? And then somebody goes, oh no, he killed those guys in Superman 2 in the movie. I said, no, I always thought they fell into like the basement of the, because there was a cut scene where they're in a cage or a prison getting driven off by Mounties or some shit.
Well, the same, to your argument that the Supergirl, if she had, like, if it was vague enough whether she killed him or not, if it was a question of whether she killed him or not, I would have been better off with that as well.
Yeah.
But, again, because it fit her character and it fit, her killing the guy. I was okay with it with what they set up. Honestly.
If the dog had died, I'd have no problem with her killing the guy. You know what I'm saying? If Crypto had died, it's like, oh shit, yeah, kill him again. Kill him as many times as you want. But Crypto lived. So,
and listen, I had the feels when he was mortally wounded, and I felt bad. And also, much like that, when the Green Sun happened and she's in the cave, it's like, we know what's gonna happen. Don't waste our time. And also the fight scenes at the end went way too long. It's like, all right, we know where this is going. I like the action scenes. I thought they were great, and I bought that with the Kryptonian powers. This little girl is, wiping the floor with every guy she's dealing with. That was, this is the thing, and it's beyond the PG-13 of it all and the white slaving and everything else. If you're going to do a girl-led movie, and I'm sorry, but I will say this, and this is my opinion, it's got to be exceptional, because Alias is a great example of that, the Jennifer Garner TV series. It was exceptional. And even I am like, do I want to watch a movie with, I remember saying this to people like, my feminist friends like Kelly Sue DeConnick and people like that. And I'm like, do I want to watch this? And then the show came out and I'm like, oh no, the action's great and the stories are great. And that's what I'm saying. This was good. And even based on the entire oeuvre of superhero movies, it was pretty good, decent 3 stars, like we're saying, or B-, or 4 out of 5 for Canada. But it needs to be exceptional to bring everybody in. I'm sorry. I wish it was a different world, but it's not. And when you're spending that much money and you lose, and it's only the second gosh darn movie, I can't help myself. Yeah, that's the other thing. I am rooting for James Gunn hard. I love Creature Commandos. I love Peacemaker. I love Superman, the Superman movie. But this was, and next we got Clayface, and I'm excited for Clayface. It better be freaking amazing, though, because if not, if you got 2 so-sos after Superman, and I know Man of Tomorrow is coming as well. I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but Gunn and Safran, I believe their contract has to be renewed in 27.
I saw that, and again,
too. With the Ellisons coming in and Warner Brothers' hands changing again, it's kind of up in the air. And I mean, I think everything's going to be fine, given that Gunn is directly involved with Man of Tomorrow, Superman 2.
Yeah,
but,
he's direct.
But and that's the thing. And it's hard because you can't do everything. Right. I understand you got to delegate. But if the guy had problems with the director and also the writer, this is only her first feature-length film.
My question
other than
is
being an actor and making a short.
On that, I don't know if it's true or this internet bullshit, but I had heard that someone said the director never read the source material, never read a comic or whatever.
I'm hearing
and
that.
And I was like, I hope that's not true, because look, I'm sorry. If you're going to be taking on such a legendary character like Supergirl, who's been around for at least 60 years or more, 70 possibly. Come on, bro. You got to know. You got to be familiar with the source material, because you're building this for a fan base. It would be like me doing a Freddy Krueger movie. I've never seen one or whatever. I kind of know about him, but you got to know what people are expecting
You're right.
from this thing. You can't just walk in cold and then laugh about it. And go, yeah, I never read one of those silly ass comics. It's like, well, you should have, because there's certain things people look for. And one last thing I'll tell you is, I know they don't do theme songs like they used to, like din, 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 but if you just had a hint of some memorable music in these movies, when she does show up at the end to save the day, and you hear it, you used to get goosebumps when you'd hear
It
the
should've-
Raiders theme, James Bond. Everybody had a theme song, but ever since like the last 20 years, nobody has one anymore. It's Captain
She's still
America.
the Superman.
Nobody has one.
It should have been the same music that Corn Sweat had in last year's movie.
Yeah,
because she's part of the family. That's the super theme.
That's
So
the
when she
super
showed up
theme.
in the
Yes.
cast, boom. Because I didn't
The
mind a
only
lot of
one who had a
people
good theme in the last 10, 12 years was the Wonder Woman electric guitar theme. When you'd hear
Oh,
that,
you know,
ding, 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 I was like, oh, but that was iconic. At least it was like when you heard that, you knew it was her. You knew she was coming on screen.
That's true. That's
But
true.
nobody else
That's-
has one. Batman had
No,
a great
Danny-
one. Danny
Danny
Elfman.
Elfman, yeah.
Just
Yeah,
use
yeah,
that
yeah.
again. What the freak?
Did you guys
wanna go
did
into-
I think did I send you that Danny Elfman interview of how he
Yes.
came up with the Batman theme on the airplane, and he was running to the bathroom every 2 minutes?
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, that
he-
is
That's true.
But I've
Yeah,
seen
so
those
he
clips.
he was being interviewed, and they asked him to do the Batman theme, and he's like, for the life of him, he's like, how am I going to do this? It's like Batman, it's got to be iconic and stuff like that. And he goes, and then I'm on a flight, and he said, I don't have like, I'm going to forget it. If I don't have anything to write it down or anything, I usually do it in a tape recorder. So all I had was my phone. So it just popped into my head, and I got up and I went to the bathroom, and then I would, like I would do that into my phone. And then I go back to my seat, and then like another part would come to me, and I'd have to get up, and I kept running to the bathroom, and and the stewardess is like knocking on the door. Are we okay, sir? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine.
What were you going to say, Wayne?
I was going to say, like, if again, it's a series that people like and don't like, is Doctor Who. Each of the doctors had their own theme, and
Yeah.
you knew that when something was coming up that the Doctor was going to save the day, they played that music, and
I
you
Am
know
the
this
Doctor,
is what was
Murray.
happening.
Yeah, Murray Gold, the composer. That
Mhm.
said, from Hartnell to Ncuti Gatwa, they were all variations of the original theme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they never, because again, that's like, no, that's the music. And the same
No.
with the John Williams music. And that's why I appreciated the variations of it, but there were
Mhm.
enough hints of it in the new music that you're like, oh yeah, that. Apparently they went through 3 music composers when it wasn't needle drop music. And I didn't have a problem with the needle drop music per se, although some of the choices were weird. And again, I don't know if Gunn was as directly involved as he was with Superman, as he was with Creature Commandos, as he was with Peacemaker, as far as the music, because I think he's very good at that when he is involved. But yeah, I don't know. Here are some comments. Yeah, Greg says that the director said he didn't read Women of Tomorrow until after he read Anna's script. And yeah, that's stupid. And also, they listen, I know he's our friend. They should have just adapted the whole thing of Tom's.
Well,
Yeah,
isn't
'cause it's
Tom like
a
his
better
name was
story.
called out on this because I took a
Well, no, it's-
screenshot of it.
Well, it's
Isn't he
based
like
on.
isn't he on set like a consultant? I thought he was there like a script.
Well, I know he was a consultant to a degree. I will find out more when I talk to him. He's coming on soon. So
Yeah.
I hope he
He
comes
was,
on
he was
soon.
at the premiere and everything too. I
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to be a lot more.
What you guys brought up something before that, like one of you said that they took the movie away from him and reshot it. The director and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, if they did that, why aren't we getting the Batgirl movie? If they did that with this, why couldn't they do that?
That's-
Because
well,
by
yeah.
some accounts,
Yeah,
but
exactly. That is the old regime, Francis.
Yeah, they can't.
And
go back.
also, and also, I mean, that's the same people who gave us the Flash and all the so post Snyderverse movies that weren't very good. I mean,
See,
so
I thought Gunn's role was like a Kevin Feige. I thought he was like in charge
It
of the
is.
whole thing.
it is. No, it
Oh.
is. But again, and that's why he took the movie back and like I said, rewrote scenes. He brought in his writer who apparently wrote the script for. They've abandoned the movie, as far as I know, still. But he's the one that was writing the Authority movie.
Yeah, I heard that's going on.
That he's the one that wrote a lot of some of the newer scenes and things. So,
I'll tell you what, though,
Freddie,
I did like. I like.
Freddie says, "Hold on." Freddie says James Gunn picked the last song in the movie. Yes, we know, Freddie, that he produced the film. Yes, we know that.
No, I was going to say.
Thank you. Yes,
I was going to say I like Corn Sweet more as Superman in this movie than I did in his own movie because he seemed more confident. And he was, that's Superman now. That's the guy. He was like the older brother. Movie. Yeah, he was more, knew what he was doing. That's why I always had problems with the Superman movie with him because he was getting his ass kicked like 5 times. I was like, what the hell's going on, Superman? You keep getting beat up, man. What's going on?
See, Greg asked if the slower cover of the middle didn't work for you as a theme, Mitch. It didn't work for me. That's the song. It just takes some time living in the middle. Jimmy Eat World. It was an early 2000s song that was everywhere on the radio. But I know people.
World.
When was that?
That's the song that was playing when.
No, but what year? What year was that? You said
like early 2000s.
Oh, I was busy having a family. I'm sorry,
I
didn't listen to your radio. I had a
I
wife and 2 kids.
Nobody
I'm
listens
sorry,
to the radio.
I was being a dad. I had more important things to do than listen to the radio.
You might know if you heard it because it was on a few movies as well back in the
day. No, I like
days.
saying that when
all that time that you were a dad, you didn't have a radio in your car.
No, we were listening to the Wiggles back then. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. But I like when people go, "Did you watch Train?"
He popped out.
See, that's the world. That's the universe punishing him.
Exactly, correcting him.
It came out in 2001.
There you go. Yeah. It's in that movie with here he's coming back.
They must have heard me.
Jimmy Eat World.
Early 2000s heard me and shut me up.
That's right.
I said it's like when the people go, "Didn't you watch what was it? The Transformers and all that stuff?" And when was that? They go, late 80s. I go, dude, I was in college trying to get laid. I wasn't worried.
I say the same thing.
And people say that I was in college trying to get laid, but you didn't get laid. So
I did. I can count on the number of hands.
You should have went to the movies. You probably would have gotten, some more out of it.
I had superpowers in the 80s. I did quite well.
I did too. I was 157
not to be an ass, but yeah.
I was hot.
No, I was gonna say no, and in fact, when we talk about one of the other movies, I didn't watch the cartoon, and we can go more in depth about it in a minute.
Would that be He-Man?
Yeah, I was going to say, and we'll get to He-Man because there's still more comments here. Greg says there's a very telling interview with King done by Brandon Davies at WonderCon. He asked King about the striking visual difference in Krem in comics versus the trailer. King answers, "You have to let your work go." Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. No, every comic book writer understands that. Every comic book writer. They may not be happy about it, but yeah, it's out of their hands. And also, the writer is not the last person who touches the story. It's the director and James Gunn being the producer as well. So no matter what the woman wrote, they were gonna change things they didn't like. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was good enough. But for being the second movie, I think Gunn has a lot more to prove with Man of Tomorrow. I think he will rise to the occasion, and we'll see how Lanterns looks as well.
Yeah.
And Tom has even said that to me, not in a negative way, and he was in the writer room for Lanterns, but I think some things might have changed a little bit once they were shooting from when they were writing and stuff. That's just the nature of the business.
I think Clayface is going to be a big hit. It was like the Joker and the Penguin TV show was, because people like those weird, wacky Gotham City villains, and it's got a Batman connection. So they're Batman, I guess.
But you know what? I liked you take everything that's been done so far.
Yeah,
Peacemaker's been great. Superman was great. Supergirl was pretty good. Maybe not top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Creature Commandos was pretty good. There's going to be some, there's going to be some.
No, I realize that.
Yeah.
But again, the features, I agree with you on I loved Creature Commandos and I love Peacemaker, but those aren't movies. And
It's
movies
TV.
are meant to be the broader audience, even though nowadays TV has the bigger audience.
Well,
than
did you
movies.
see Mr. Terrific's getting his own show? And I'm like, as much as I love that character,
I'm for it.
I'm like, okay.
Well, I think much like I was like I said, even though they didn't need Lobo, it was a nice showcase. Even though they didn't need Mr. Terrific, it was a nice showcase. And the same with Guy Gardner. And obviously they're going to go further
Yeah.
with him being a Lantern show too. So
I just hope they don't fall into the Marvel trap with the TV show stuff, because the whole Disney Plus experiment, you had a good WandaVision, you had a good Hawkeye, but then you also had a lot of shit like the Secret Invasion and a lot of the other ones that were like, why am I watching this stuff? But
was there a bigger letdown than Secret Invasion?
God, my God. Kill Cody Smulders off for no reason whatsoever. I told her that when she was at the show. I'm like, damn, what a waste of time, because you had to tell me about it. But the thing of it is, that I thought that was going to be so clever, because you would have written in like, maybe these aren't the real superheroes we've been watching. You know, just like in the comics, it's like they've been replaced by Skrulls.
Sure.
What the hell? They killed that Skrull guy, the main guy, right away. The guy that was he was in the Captain Marvel movie, and the Australian guy. I can't with the list.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But it's like, why? Why are you killing it? And talk about shitty effects. Amelia Clark.
I'm going to take Johnny's argument and say that the movies are for broader audiences, and they couldn't do anything really large or specific. Or
an invasion? Oh no!
But an Earth invasion where the aliens are looking like humans to infiltrate, it doesn't need all the big giant stuff that we expect in a big budget movie. It needs a smart story, and the story let us down. And my God, you had the kid from Game of Thrones, you had Olivia Colman, you had all these great support, and also dying for more Samuel L. Here, man, here's an 8-hour story for you. It's you as lead, and they.
Well, I got to take your word for it, because that's one that I never watched.
It's
not good.
It's horrible. I remember going, God, get this thing going.
Now I'm going to watch it.
No, and I thought it was going to be Sam Jackson's swan song. I think it is, but I was like, oh, this will be great, because they teased him being on a Skrull ship at the end of the Spider-Man movie, and you're like, wait, he's off planet. What's going on? He's involved with a Skrull secret invasion. None of it came through. It just was a disaster, and it was like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, I know they didn't have the big budget, and I know they didn't have to tie into the movies, but you could have written a very smart espionage story with S.H.I.E.L.D., just like in the comics back in the day with Nick Fury, and you could have had Hydra, or you could have had AIM. You could have done something well with it. It just became, I don't know what. After the first seasons, they had the Hydra. That was the high point.
They had highs and lows.
And they had a couple good stories here and there, but over 7 years, the last season was a struggle, man. It was like, what is going on?
I agree.
They were in the future. Clark Gregg was dead. He was a replicant or whatever they called him. I'm like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
But Agent Carter was a good show, and that's one they didn't go with. They should have kept that going, you know?
I agree.
Strong female lead. Agent Carter. Don't tell me you can't do it.
We don't need any strong female leads in today's world.
Have you guys watched Hellstrom?
Yeah, I watched that. It was creepy, like a 1970s, like,
and it's supposed to be,
and it was good. But everyone's
I like the Werewolf by Night movie.
That was a good one too. Werewolf by Night. And Wonder Man was very good too.
Wonder Man was great.
But regarding Hellstrom and those Hulu made Marvel shows, things once they made the commitment to Disney, those shows kind of got cut loose, and also they were part of Jeff's run as Marvel TV president. And once Feige took everything over, they started like distancing themselves.
Right.
Because I mean, Cloak and Dagger was really
Cloak
good.
and Dagger, Family Channel, and then there was the Runaways was another one.
Runaways.
That was another Hulu show. Yep.
I mean, they tried.
Kodak cartoon.
Oh yeah, the Moon Girl, is that what it's called? That was
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur or whatever the hell it was called.
And then the MODOK.
That was Disney though. That was Disney XD. I was saying MODOK though.
Yeah, but wasn't there supposed? Oh no, there was Hit Monkey, which I never got into.
Yeah, Hit Monkey was a.
Hey, Monkey was there. Dan Way, my buddy Dan Way.
I thought there was one other they were supposed to do, but it never happened. Wasn't it going to be a Howard the Duck by Kevin Smith, and that never happened?
I don't remember hearing about that.
I think there was like they were going to call the Offenders. Yes, it was going to be MODOK, Howard the Duck, and somebody else, and they were going to all come together into like a super team, and it got thrown out the window when Disney bought whatever. I remember, there's somewhere, maybe Jeff Loeb. I'll ask him when he's at Terrificon, August. What the hell is it? 7th to the 9th, coming up soon, and same bat channel.
I was announced for that show. I'm going to be there, I think.
Yeah,
I'm going to be there.
Johnny's going to be there too. I might be there. Who knows?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's because obviously we stopped talking about Supergirl. So
it's a shame though. It's a shame.
Another shame because I think this was 4 stars. Masters of the Universe, and again, I was aware of He-Man. I was out trying to get laid just like Mitch was, and but I did not. I mean, I appreciated the cartoon for younger kids, and I was interested every time they thought about reviving it. But I thought this movie was fantastic. I don't know why it didn't connect, and I'm sorry it didn't. The time I saw it, there were kids in the audience, and they went nuts. They loved it because it's fun. It was funny and fun, and I thought the guy was great as He-Man, and the right amount of humor and action, and the stuff that happened on Earth was cool. And when they got to Eternia, all that stuff was great. I didn't know Idris Elba was playing the character he played.
Man of Arms.
Man of Arms, thank you. And also, Jared Leto was outstanding because they took the Jared Leto out of Jared Leto because he was covered in the mask, and they harmonized his voice. So you didn't know it was Jared Leto. So that's the best move when you have Jared Leto. Bury him in prosthetics. And also, God, I love her, Alison Brie.
I
love her. I mean, I'm a dog when it comes to her. She's a lovely woman, but she was really funny, and everybody was great, man. Marina Bacardin was great as Enchantress and everything. Good stuff.
Yeah, I like the movie too, and this is how out of it I am. Okay, 2 things I'm going to say. One is that Thor: Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Yeah.
I think I told Johnny this. That's what that movie should have been. This movie was well crafted, well done. The humor worked in it, so that's what Love and Thunder should have been.
Agreed.
Second, I watched that movie, Master of the Universe, last week. So yeah, last week I watched it, and then just yesterday with my wife, we sat down and watched Sheep Detectives with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And there's a kid who plays a journalist in there, and I'm like, where have I seen this kid before? Where have I seen this kid? That's He-Man.
No shit.
Yeah. I was like,
I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, I didn't know that was him, but it was bugging me. I'm like, and the only reason I made the connection was because I saw the movie within like a week of the other one. So I'm like, why does this kid look so familiar to me?
What was he in? Excuse me, I was paying attention.
Sheep Detective. It's got Hugh Jackman. Yeah. He gets murdered, and it's like
he's a journalist. He's a journalist in the movie, and they kept as soon as he popped on screen, I'm like, where do I know this guy from? And it's just because I had seen He-Man like 6 days before that.
Okay,
but yeah, I like both for the record. Yeah, that's mine.
No, it was, and again, I get it, and again, I wonder, Greg being our Gen Z guy that's watching, if that was generational or not. But that said, there's a potential still for a sequel because it was made by Amazon and it was made by Mattel, and again, it depends what Amazon wants to do. And I would think to defray costs from this movie, save everything and make the second movie and stuff and defray your costs. But I don't know. We'll see. Because I think and also all these movies that they're spending so much money on and stuff. Hey man, you studios, you screwed yourselves during COVID and after COVID because you all got excited about streaming and oh my God, look at all the money we're gonna make and everything. And you left money on the table when it comes to the box office and physical media as well. And it's so stupid. And it's like, you guys did this to yourselves. I don't have any sympathy for you other than the fact that it might hurt the product and we might get less of it because you guys are being idiots. Maybe they'll be smart and finally thinking along the same lines of like the first Deadpool movie that cost less than 100 million to make and made 600 million because nobody was expecting it. And it's like, stop going into these things thinking billion. We're going to make $1 billion. We're going to make $1 billion. You're not, because even Superman, which did okay in the box office, it didn't make $1 billion.
600 million.
Yeah, exactly. And
But
again,
I'm
there's
hearing,
Well, they got spoiled when every Marvel movie was making $1 billion. It was like the norm. It was insane. Shang-Chi made $1 billion, and I'm like, that movie made $1 billion, and then suddenly it's like, well, I know, but I was like, if you told me as a kid they made a comic about Shang-Chi, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but just like Guardians, though, Mitch. I like
Guardians, but Captain Marvel 2, I don't think that made like what 200 million. That was
it bombed. No, it absolutely bombed. Because
and
again, it wasn't as good as the first movie.
Did Wakanda Part 2 make a lot?
It did.
I don't think it did.
No.
Oh no, look, Ombudsman.
I don't think
Check
so.
it out.
I don't think Black Widow made any of the post-COVID movies.
Well, I know Black Widow didn't.
No, that was hard. That was 2020. Yeah.
That was COVID, and then they released it digitally.
Yeah, digitally the same day. It was like, what the hell? No, Guardians 3, Guardians 3 made $1 billion, I think.
Yeah,
right?
but they need to learn their lesson. Isn't this movie Backrooms that just came out? Like, wasn't it made for like $50 or something like that?
Yeah, under $1 million. Yeah.
But that's the point, Franco, is and once again Mitch blanks out. The gods are against Mitch tonight. That's the point. And actually, even though I said why the summer movies failing, I meant to say the big summer movies, because Backrooms and Obsession did do well, but they were made cheaply.
No, but that's my point. Is like you can make one of these superhero movies cheaper than what they're making them for.
Godzilla -1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
$10 million.
Yeah, but also, let's be honest, Wayne. I think the Japanese film business is different than the American film business, and I'm sure those actors were not making. Hollywood is well. We need Bryan Cranston. No, you don't. You really don't. And obviously they've learned it since in the subsequent legendary movies. Are there any big names? I got to be honest, guys. As I saw Fraction at ALA, and reminded him once again that thank God your Monarch series was as great as it is, because I got to be honest, I have no love for the legendary Godzilla movies whatsoever. Beyond the Cranston first movie, are there? And I know isn't Goodman in? John Goodman, isn't he in some of the Godzilla
Skull Island? He was in Skull Island.
Yeah.
With
All right,
Larson and Tom Hiddleston and.
All right, well there you go. Yeah, it had big actors. You see, it had big actors and stuff. That's why that's my only thing about Godzilla -1. But I agree with you from a story and technical standpoint. No, they proved you don't have to spend a ton of money to make a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I agree. And I know everyone's pointing out how cheap Obsession and Backrooms were here. Harvey says Backrooms budget was $10 million. Obsession was the low budget one. And King says Obsession was made for like $750,000. Well, the cool thing was Backrooms was made by this filmmaker that's been making YouTube movies.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's great. Good for him. And once again, it proves that we're at one of these cultural shifts, just like when Easy Rider came out in 69 or 70, and the big studios are like, that piece of garbage made that much money. And it's like, yeah, new game in town, kids. And you guys aren't prepared for it. And that's the thing. I don't think the studios, I don't know if they can work. And they need to hire more guys like the Backrooms and Obsession guys to do better and everything. It's
which
ridiculous.
movie did you want to know the box office for?
It was which Marvel movie was it that we wanted to see?
Black Widow?
Yeah, Black was it Black Widow? No. Was it
I
Black
said
Widow?
no. Somebody
Help us
pointed
out,
out
Chad.
that
Wakanda Forever was
Wakanda
$859.
Forever.
they did make it.
How much did it make?
$859.
$859. Yeah, so
Black
both-
Widow was $379.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, it was Wakanda.
What it was Marvel's the sequel.
Oh, that's
The sequel was
200.
I bet it didn't even make 300 million.
I don't think it did.
Marvel. This one. Phase 2, Phase 3.
A lot of phases.
A lot of
Lots of
phases.
phases.
Zeros coming.
A
out.
199 million.
Really? Jesus, it didn't even break 200.
Thunderbolts made 381.
I like them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing, man. Again, but it's post-COVID. Well, even Fantastic Four. I don't know if you call it.
I don't think. I think Fantastic Four made 500, maybe
It made like 5. But again, Mitch, as opposed to close to $1 billion,
$1 billion.
over 800 million and everything. Yeah, man, that's the new normal because people
The-
got used to waiting. And
The last-
go ahead.
The last $1 billion movie for Marvel, Deadpool and Wolverine,
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. that one.
1.3 billion.
It had the star power. You know, well, that's what's going to be interesting about when they finish with
Doomsday.
not only but even more so Secret Wars, because really, I think we're going to get the new playing field.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much we'll see in Doomsday, but we'll definitely see it in Secret Wars. And we'll see how people feel about new Captain America, new Iron Man, etc. Even the new X-Men.
I think they should have done it with Endgame. They had a perfect jumping off point, and it was like, okay, put it to bed. Now start again with all new ones, and let's go back, see Cap in World War II with the invaders, and do a whole new Marvel universe, just like the comic.
I agree. I agree.
Nope. But whatever. Spider-Man's coming out in a couple of
And
weeks.
King even just said that. He's like the new Spider-Man movie. Might
Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be
Probably.
huge. Yeah,
probably because again, everybody loves Tom Holland.
they love Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Zendaya, absolutely.
She's in that, and she's in the Odyssey,
Obsession.
and she's in Dune 3. She's in everything.
Which Mitch, I'm so glad you mentioned Odyssey because it starts next weekend, and there was a story today in the papers that they're only going to show it to traditional movie critics. Influencers are not going to be able to see it.
Good.
And that's when, honestly, I hate to say it, but a lot of the little whiny bitches, I'll say bitches are all right, but the little whiny bitches and stuff, it's like, we're getting tired of you guys complaining about everything.
Oh my God.
driving down the bad
I used to
because you
watch.
guys-
I watched one of them. I'll tell you the name. Scream Crush. I used to love Scream Crush. The guy with the little dog, Doug. And then he shifted in the last year, and all he's becoming now is I don't know if he means to be it, but when you look at the title of his shows, when I go to watch them, it says Supergirl. Why was it bad? Whatever. Everything's got a negative spin just in the title alone, so you don't even want to watch it because he's already precluded that it's going to suck. And why did it fail? What went wrong? Because my wife goes, "Oh, I thought you liked the guy with the little dog. You used to always watch his reviews." I go, "Yeah, but it's worse than our Trek watch. It's all negative. I mean, there's no saving. Everything's like this sucks, that sucks, and then they start second guessing, James Gunn and Marvel. I'm like, what do you know? They're not calling you up. You're not in the back room and all that stuff.
I used to, when he was on G4, I used to like Chris Gore as a.
Oh, I like
critic.
Chris Gore, Film Threat. Yeah, I know Chris.
And he's a nice guy. Really, Artie Franco and I ran into him
Yeah,
one
he's cool.
San Diego night. And he's a good guy, but he's
got
reviews are
one
always-
too. I don't watch it. No, I know
Always.
exactly what you're talking about. He's got a hate show, and it's
Yeah.
like, why?
Well, and my litmus test, did I keep the poster? Maybe I didn't keep it. No, I didn't. My litmus test for that was, and we can mention this because I don't think we've all talked about it, Spider Noir. And I'm like, all right, if the haters come out against Spider Noir, they're insane, or okay, all you guys are about is hate, and you're not giving anything, because that was amazing. It's the best thing that has been made this summer.
Yeah.
And it would have been an incredible movie.
It
And
would have
I'm
been.
glad, but I'm glad it was as long as it was, and everything about it was just excellent.
No,
I
and it
hope
was
the
a lot
guy-
of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch when you kept wanting to go into the next episode, because you're entertained, as opposed to the Punisher thing, which I was like, this is just a video game thing. One more kill. I was like,
No, Mitch. It was you couldn't.
Oh, we
listen
couldn't
to
hear it. Remember?
Right. We were
Something wrong
we
with
were
the
talking to each other after we saw it. We were just going, I don't know what's wrong with my TV, Mitch. I think there's
I
something
had
wrong.
to put
I
the
think I finally blew the
subtitles
speakers.
on. I was like, I can't hear it through the speakers. Yeah.
And then you sent me that article going, yeah, there's a problem with the audio.
Yeah, 3 days later, Disney came out and said that they messed up the audio channels on it or something. What the hell?
Now, speaking of the Punisher, because the
Wait,
only reason
go
why-
back. Did Chris Gore hate Spider Noir? Is that what you were
No,
trying to say?
I didn't see anything negative about
Oh,
Spider
all
Noir.
right.
And on any of the usual suspect, you know why this sucked, kind of because Midnight's Edge is like that as well. And
I did
the
like
reason why,
Spider-Man.
well, I mean, I think pretty universally everybody likes Spider Noir. I've never read a negative. The only thing that I saw, and even my upstairs neighbor, who is a critic as well, an online critic, and she's like, I just thought Nick Cage was too old for the role, and I'm like, couldn't disagree more. Could not disagree more. I'm like, no, that's the point. She goes, no, but it would have played better if he was like 40 or 45. I'm like, I disagree. I think he could still
No,
pull
I
it
think
off.
he was fine. You know
I
what was
thought
odd though? I know it was supposed to be filmed in black and white with the noir thing, but I gave up after 2 episodes because it was very distracting, and I liked the color. I thought the color version was better, more live.
I think both versions had merit because I think they were very successful with the black and white. But man, art direction, which is sets and clothes and everything else, when you watch it in color, it is so impressive because it looks authentic, and the patterns on the clothes, the wallpaper, right down to the glass that you'd see in Art Deco buildings of the era and stuff. I mean, I'm really Chucky's like, I'm watching it in color. It's really good. And I'm like,
No,
all right,
it
I'll
was
check it out.
like that Warren Beatty, Dick Tracy movie. That's what I kept
Exactly.
thinking. Very
And I said
bright
the same thing.
comic book.
But it was the mirror opposite because it was a little more realistic than the
it
primary.
wasn't like primary colors, but it was that type of like
Oh no,
unreal
absolutely.
world.
I only saw the first episode, and I told Johnny I watched it in black and white because the name of it is Spider Noir, so I wanted to watch it in black and white. But Johnny's convinced me to watch it in color afterwards, so I'll put it on in the background.
And man, she's and again, I'll keep it spoiler free for Franco's purposes. But what's her face was amazing as Black Cat, Felicia. I thought she was great. The mob guy was amazing. Brendan Gleeson, the Irish dude.
Oh yeah.
He's great. He's great in everything.
Silvermane. Yeah, Silvermane. And
he's good at everything he is.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm sorry, real fast. All the other villains. The only bad guy
Was,
and you see him in the first episode. The hitman for Silvermane had really long hair, and I'm like, that's not 1930s hair, pal. They didn't have bullets in 1930s.
You mean Lucas Haas from Witness, the kid?
Yes.
That was the kid from Witness with the
and he was great. No, and he was great. He was great, and I'm really glad that he's as good as he is as an adult as he was in Witness. But that was my only he was great.
No,
it's just
the only problem.
I'm like, cut your hair, pal. Come on.
No, I didn't like the guy that played the Electro guy. His voice like nails on a chalkboard. It was like so over the top. It was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm like, oh, please don't, just stop talking, But I get it. It was a choice and it was a character thing, but he was really kind of chewing the scenery. But it's fine. It's fine.
Well, I loved all the supporting cast members because I don't know who I was telling, but most of these movies and TV shows, especially superhero stuff, it's like a Benetton ad. Everyone's young, everyone's beautiful, and Spider Noir had nothing like a.
You know who was great?
Well, hold on. Let me finish my point. Hold on, please. The casting director is a Chicago woman, and she did an incredible job. And I'm trying very hard to get her on Word Balloon. By all means, Mitch, please.
Andrew Robinson, at 88 years old, who from Deep Space Nine, obviously everything from all the way back to Magnum Force, was it, or Dirty Harry 1? I can't remember. Yeah, the first Dirty Harry. Yeah, he was. Geez, I'm blanking. The Taylor. I can't. What the hell's his name?
Derek.
And he was at Terrificon 2 years ago. He was so. When he comes on, I'm watching it, going, I know that guy. Why do I know that guy? Why do I know that guy? And I'm like, oh my God, that's Andrew Robinson. He was fantastic for his part. I mean, 80 something. Give it up to the guy. He is very good.
My camera decided to zoom in on me. I don't know why, but go ahead.
I was going to say you're real close.
Giant head, big giant head.
I didn't watch it in color.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's
supposed to be noir. It's supposed to be a pot-bellied,
Yeah.
pot-boiled
It's an homage
crime
to-
detective.
Yeah, but I watched
It's
Silent Movie
supposed
with
to be
the
Sam
volume
Spade.
on.
It's like Sam Spade.
Yes.
So that's why I kept it like that. It's a Dashiell Hammett novel,
Well,
but
and
with
again,
superheroes.
without spoiling for Franco, they explain why Nick Cage is really going into the Edward G. and Bogart speak. And again, I loved that. I mean, that's it. The care they took for every detail of Spider Noir is exactly what's wrong with Supergirl, because it's these little things that it's like, that's why this is happening. That's why. By the way, not only Andrew Robinson, but Amy Aquino, without spoiling, is
Mhm.
amazing in the movie as well. And she has, and I'll say this for people who've seen it, she's in a lot of the Andrew Robinson scenes, so you might know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
She's a wonderful character actress. I've loved her since Brooklyn Bridge, the sitcom that she was in with Marion Ross from the 80s. And she's still incredible. And she was the analyst in Falcon and Winter Soldier that Bucky was going to.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
She's great. She's really, really great. So, but no, this is the best non Tom Holland or a non Tobey Maguire Spider-Man thing, because and it was better than the Garfield movies. This is like once again, Nick gone.
Every time you bring up a good point, he can't handle it, so he's got to go.
Beetlejuice. So, but no, it really is the best non Spider-Man spider thing. And of course, there is a Spider-Man in. Hey, Mitch is back.
I don't know. It keeps going out. I don't know what's going on.
It's all right, man. Don't worry about it. It's funny.
So it's like Johnny said, they really took the care in developing the character and explaining the mannerisms. So you understand that this isn't a typical Nick Cage movie where he's going over the top into a character that you're just going, what?
Well, but it is like a typical Nick Cage movie, but they explain the reason why he's being
but
Nick
you
Cage.
don't get that in Nick Cage movies. It's
I
just that he
disagree.
plays. Watch Mandy and
Well,
Pigs.
First of all, there's a lot of films to choose from, but I would say in some of the better roles, he got to do everything. He got to be dramatic. He got to be crazy. He got to be funny. And they all played to all of his strengths, because obviously leaving Las Vegas, he can handle great drama. You know, Honeymoon in Vegas
Raising
and
Arizona,
Raising Arizona, he can play comedy. And Wild at Heart and some of the other weird things,
Over
he
the
can do
top,
weird.
yeah.
I mean, so
But
that's what
his
it
latest
is about.
his latest slew of movies.
He's made a lot of crap lately.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's not
Well,
crap. It's just
he had a lot of debt to pay off.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah. Kill his
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sold off his comic collection.
Yeah, but
I've seen many. I've seen
gotta
many
watch
of
that
them.
movie.
Go ahead.
yeah. If you haven't seen the movie with Pedro Pascal,
Oh, yeah.
Unbearable likeness of not being.
yeah,
Yeah.
great
It's
movie.
not an unbearable lightness of Bane. That's Daniel Day-Lewis.
There's one
Same-
movie.
Same actor.
There's one movie he doesn't say any words. He doesn't have any dialogue for the whole movie. Somebody told me you got to watch it. I'm like, do I have to watch it? No.
Yeah,
almost
here,
like
like
Soldier with
What is it called?
Kurt Russell.
like
Kurt Russell's Soldier, the least number of words he's ever spoken in a movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. In the 80s. Yeah.
King
Yeah.
Sport Cal. Yeah, here's another Nick Cage movie with Jared Leto, ladies and gentlemen. Lord of War. Crab.
What's the one where they put the thing with the bees on his head? Wicker Man? Wicker Man?
Yeah, it was the remake.
The remake of the Wicker
remake.
Man.
Yeah, the remake. Which again, what are you gonna do? Great.
Hey,
but
he was
then
great in Kick Ass. Remember he was doing his
It's about
Adam
to
West
say.
impression?
Excellent in
he was
Kick.
great in Kick-Ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very funny, very good. And there's a reason why he's talking like Adam West, to hide his identity, and and because his costume looks like it, it's kind of perfect. So no, I was wondering what happened to Chloe Grace Moretz from Kick-Ass.
She's still
And
around.
somebody said she's still around, but she's not doing much. And I guess she pulled back after being in the hype machine and having a couple clunkers, and it's like, no, I'm gonna actually pick and choose my projects moving forward, which is smart. She's a talented kid.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what else. Oh, hey, Carrie. Let's see what Carrie says here.
Mary.
Sitting in, I really just can't do Nick Cage. I made it through Renfield. Renfield was good, but he's just overacted so much so often I don't bother anymore. No, you're right, Kerry. He's a 500 guy because of his financial situation. And that's fine. I understand. But I mean, really, if this had been a movie, this would be like Travolta with Pulp Fiction, where everyone would have been like, "Oh, this is his comeback," because it is that good. It is that good. I think
he was good in The Rock, Con Air.
He's great in The Rock. Funny as hell. And no, him and Connery were fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, whenever either one of those come on, it's just you start picking up and watching it from wherever it's on.
Yeah, because that cast, John Spencer from LA Law and West Wing.
Oh my God, Con Air is just filled with everybody.
Yeah.
It's great.
Put down the bunny.
What's that?
Put down the bunny.
Yeah, when he's talking to Cyrus the Virus. Put down the bunny.
Oh yeah, that's Con Air. No, but I remember Tony Todd. He goes, "You're the Rocket Man," and he sets him off and he blows him up. Good old Tony Todd.
Sure. All right. Who else saw Disclosure Day?
I did.
I did too. I liked it enough, but I would say that it was marketed as epic Spielberg, and it's just very, very good Spielberg. I still give it 3 stars. I thought the performances were excellent, but I was expecting much more holy crap moments, and it was fine. But and I don't mean this as a negative. And I had to really talk Gabe out of like, well, you hated the movie. I'm like, I did not hate the movie. I liked the movie a lot. I just wasn't gaga over the movie because they promoted it as, oh my God, wait till you see this. This could have been a movie of the week, a very well made and smart movie of the week. But and again, the performances are great. Colin Firth is great. What's her face is fantastic. The British
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt, thank you very much. Wyatt Russell's really good. But it's so funny. I told Gabe Wyatt Russell, and he was thinking of the other male star that's in it a lot, and he's like, "No, it's Joel blah blah blah," and I'm like, I could have sworn it was right.
Oh,
Wyatt Russell.
The kid with the dark hair that they were chasing after, that kid.
Yeah. And I'm
Disclosure
like,
Day was basically Ordway and I saw. We walked out. I said it's Steven Spielberg's greatest hits. Like if you ever had to do an album and you got a little bit of every Steven Spielberg, you got the chase, you got this scene, you got the tense moment, you got that, and you put it all together. That's what this movie was. Oh, you got John Williams. We got John with checklist. We got John Williams music. We got this. We got close-ups of this, and it's all there. But it should have started with the ending, if you know what I mean. If you saw the story, because when you say it's the Disclosure Day, when I'm not ruin everything, but the ramifications of what would happen if the world finds out about aliens being among us and it's not a hoax. That's a freaking movie. I don't want to see Disclosure Day 2. I don't want to see the day after Disclosure Day.
Agreed.
I thought when you call it Disclosure Day, the whole movie is about that day, like the end of the world. That's the day of
and it kind of
leaded up to that. Yeah, and then it just went, okay, now it's got, I'm like, credits roll. What the hell?
Because I heard people complaining, and that especially the way it ended, and it's like, it's not the greatest ending given what you were anticipating, and it's like, come on.
No, but I know.
He's got nothing to prove, and again, it's a very, very good movie. It's not exceptional.
I thought because of the track record you've got, and I know they're all not supposed to be the same movie, but Close Encounters, E.T. I'll even throw in some Crystal Skull stuff in there. But I was maybe Minority Report. I was like, maybe it's going to be tied together. Like you didn't think it was going to be tied together, but even in one scene, I could swear I saw Devil's Tower like on a TV screen. Maybe I was just imagining. But wouldn't it have been something if the guy who for the last 50 years has been doing these different alien movies from War of the Worlds is another one too, from different perspective, kind of ties it all together with a big bow. Like this is what they were all going for. And I was hoping that happened. But my problem is you got a chase scene right out of an Indiana Jones movie with that train that was like, wait a minute. Suddenly they're like superhero almost like that with the trains coming at them and stuff. And the problem is, too, can we spoil this?
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay. When they wheel out that alien at the end, I'm like, wait a minute. How long have you had
Wait a
that?
minute.
fucking thing
There's
on
an
ice?
alien at the end?
No, not just alien, a big ass alien. And I'm like, what is going on? You don't need this girl to go on the news and tell everybody they got this thing over here. They've been keeping in storage for whatever. That's your proof.
Smoking
right
some
there.
Larabees.
Why didn't you use that thing? And then the bad guy who's been trying to kill them for the last 2 hours of this movie, when it comes to the big finale, they're trying to shut the power down, and she picks up the magic Shankara stone and makes the power come back on, and then she tells her story. He just walks away. I was like, what do you mean? You were going through the train, you were trying to kill her, and I was like, oh, well, see you later. I guess my job is done here. And he
Colin
walks
Firth was
away.
amazing. Colin Firth was amazing.
No, not Colin Firth, the other guy that was working with them. That's the guy. I thought-
His underling.
the secret agent guy, whatever, the mean guy. I was like, he's going to probably kill her, right? No, he didn't kill her, but whatever. That's just me.
And again, he's getting up there and everything, but I was more wowed by Bridge of Sighs than I was
Bridge of Spies.
Yeah,
okay.
the Berlin Wall movie.
That was
Hey,
the.
guys, I got to dip out for a while. Keep talking, and I might be back.
He's going to listen in the can, but I'm trying to think of all the Spielberg movies in the last 20 years. I was like, yeah, okay. Which ones
I
were-
gave it 2 gray alien heads out of 4 gray alien heads, and I'm tired of seeing gray aliens.
Well, but it's consistent with the stories that we've always heard about Roswell and all the things. So that
but they had
me.
different ships, John. If they had different ships, you should have different aliens.
So wait a minute. What about this Jackie Gleason bit that was in there? Because that had me going more than anything.
Oh, he was an alien.
Is there some story out there that
That's real?
Gleason took
That's
Jackie
real.
Gleason?
He believed
Is
in
that
aliens.
true?
Very much so. Very much so. He very much believed in aliens.
And
No, I'm not telling you.
Nixon took Jackie Gleason to show him alien bodies. That's what we're?
Well, I don't know about that part, but I do know that Jackie was a believer.
Yeah,
and Nixon might have shown him. I don't know, but that is documented that Jackie Gleason was an extraterrestrial believer. Absolutely.
All those years, bang, pow, zoom to the moon. He was trying to get back to the homeland.
He had CBS build him a house in upstate New York that is round, and it looks like a spaceship. And it was part of his negotiation to stay at CBS.
Really?
And in the last couple of years, I don't know if they sold it, but whoever owned it after Gleason was trying to sell it. And it's a giant weird house.
That's
but
interesting.
It is perfect. It looks like a flying saucer. It literally looks like a flying saucer.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling you, Norton.
The other bit too, the what's the guy's name with the deep voice?
Dennis Haysbert?
No, he was building the house and they were trying to make a reenactor childhood home or something. He was on The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. I can't think of his name. Anyway, he's the other guy. He's the guy that's trying to help her. We don't know.
All right, the black that black actor or which?
Yeah,
guy?
what's his name?
I don't remember his name.
But he's got a real deep voice. He's like
it's Coleman Domingo.
Coleman Domingo, right? So Coleman Domingo is on the good side. He wants to get the word out there about the aliens. He's the one that's got the big ass alien frozen in a truck somewhere. I don't know, whatever. And he and Colin Firth have been going at it for kind of a long time. Like,
well, he used to be in Colin Firth's organization, and then he pulled away, and now he's got all the knowledge. Yeah,
right.
And he's part of the resistance, trying to get out.
But the thing of it is, I'm like, it just seemed like the actor. Here's another one that bugged me. The actress that played the news reporter that was at the end, she's reading the thing like, I can't believe what we're seeing. I'm watching this going, is this a real news reporter? Because she is not a good actress. It turned out to be she was a real news reporter in real life.
Oh, interesting.
This was her first big gig, and Spielberg gave it to her. I go, you got a lot more faith in people than I do, because I was like, this is distracting. She's like, I can't believe what we're watching. This is amazing. Well, she reminded me of the reporter at the end of Spider-Man 3 when oh my God, she's in the web. Can Spider-Man save her? And out of nowhere, he's here, and he comes zooming down the thing, whatever, like that. I don't know.
What I
Jeff.
didn't like about
I
the
don't-
movie was it should have played more into social media today. We should have been seeing TikTok videos that Colin Firth's group are trying to downplay and say they're fakes and things like that. And we didn't get enough of that in this movie. And
I don't
thought that
see
was
why.
a mistake.
I don't see why her coming out with the videos at the end would be any more realistic than anything else that was on the internet. That's what I was like. Why was
Well,
her
that's
report
part of it, yeah.
so? What
So
was
believable,
so different?
believable.
No?
Yeah,
You
I don't know.
I don't get
Again,
it.
wheel out like John said, wheel out the alien smoking a Larrabee's. Going, I'm here.
It's true. Like Paul in
Oh
Yeah.
yes, and that, yes, Simon Pegg's movie. Yes,
Simon Pegg's
Another
movie,
great
exactly.
alien body.
Sure.
They're all great aliens.
No, I like
what other movies came out? Let's see. With Disclosure Day, Supergirl. I saw Toy Story 5. Okay.
So did I. I liked
Yeah.
it.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot. I had low expectations because I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, what else is there to say? And ironically, no, I think their message regarding screens and tech,
Yeah.
I think was very strong.
It was,
And Joan Cusack was great as Jessie. And I know she's been in other ones, but for her to take the lead, it worked.
She did.
And I loved all the Buzz Lightyears in it.
I kind of thought Buzz and Woody were second fiddle in this one, though. That's where
Yeah, I
I
think
walked
they
in.
were.
I go, oh,
Yeah,
wow,
but
it's
again,
kind of it shifted
but
to
just like-
her, which is
Yeah,
fine.
and I think truly by the fifth, because that's why I'm like, all right, what more do you? I mean, other than making money and entertaining little kids, great, good for you, whatever. But it's on movie 5. I'm like, what else have you got to say?
I don't know.
But they gave a good story. It was Conan O'Brien was really good
He
as
was
the calculator or whatever, and I was bummed. I'm glad that Mr. Potato Head was still there. Anyway, Wayne, I was glad that Mr. Potato Head was still there, and then there were two. It's like a bad Agatha Christie movie. I thought
I
but
saw
was-
Monsters and
Rick.
Minions. Oh, sorry.
How was
I
it?
saw Monsters and Minions
Yeah, how
today,
was it?
and I don't know. I love the Minions, but I just
Minions?
didn't.
We're talking
didn't
about
feel
Monsters
good.
and Minions.
Monsters
Oh.
and Minions. I saw that today, and
I
I
saw the
just was
trailer,
like,
that's all I
eh.
I never seen a
Um,
Minion movie.
I
They're
like
funny.
the Minions.
They're funny.
Oh,
The
and-
Minions,
oh.
Minions. Why do you call them Minions? What are you doing there? Is that a Canadian
Minions.
thing?
Minions.
Minions.
It's
Minions.
he's
Minions.
Canadian. You gotta
Yeah.
cut him
Minions.
slack. He's
Minions.
because the Canadians pronounce the I in everything.
Is that
You
true?
pronounce
Is that why you keep
Yes.
saying Minions?
Minions.
Minions, but he wants to say
Minions.
Minions.
Onions.
All right.
Onions.
All right,
Minions.
exactly. We've made the point. There's a slight difference in pronunciation. Let us move on. But it's no. I like the Minions movies enough and the Despicable Me movies enough that I'll certainly watch them when they stream. But I'm not a child and I don't have children, so I don't need to go see it. In the
Well,
theater.
I'll still go see him, but I didn't see Toy Story.
Oh,
I'm
Because
waiting
I'll
for
wait till
Francis
it
to come
streams.
back for us to talk about the fact that Strange New Worlds is coming
I
back.
saw Toy Story by myself at a 10 o'clock show, so they didn't think I was a
too.
pedophile. You know, because if you go
I
in
told
without
my family. I told
No,
my family on the 4th of July. I told them the Grogu story, and they were crying. And they're like,
oh, with the lady when you were
"God,
taking
you are
pictures.
61 and you're by yourself, surrounded by children." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
No, that's why I went at night because I'm like, I don't want to be, what's up with that
Oh.
dude by himself with the overcoat
What
on.
was it?
Hey,
All right,
but you know what?
James-
There was little kids in the theater at 10 o'clock at night. I was like, what the frick are you doing? It's a school night. Get the hell out of here. But what do
we
I
like Minions and monsters.
They
Oh,
had
yeah.
they had the trailer for Shrek number 5,
I heard, but it's next
and
year.
I'm just looking at it going, man, these companies are just you got
Milking
to
it.
make money somehow, and animation is the way to go.
Yes,
If you want to make
Yes.
the money,
Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for
Meanwhile-
Spider-Verse 3 for like 5
Yeah.
years. That's
It's
the one
so
I wanted
annoying.
to see.
it's so annoying. It really is. It's like, come on, let's go. Whatever. I mean, and
Time to
again,
get a
it's-
hat like Mitch.
Summer when I saw Toy Story 5. The kids didn't get out of school around in Connecticut till June 23rd. So there, whoever just posted that. June 23rd.
mentioning the Punisher thing on Disney.
oh,
I
Yeah.
did see because I saw this headline about Elon Musk not allowing the Batman / Punisher parody movie, and I'm like, what are they talking about? They're talking about Army Hammer's UA Bowl movie, Citizen Vigilante, and I had access to a screener, and I saw it, and it's so well. If you're looking for a hard R with a lot of violence and a lot of unnecessary sex, here's your movie, and that's okay. I am not crazy about Cannibal Army Hammer being a cannibal, and I understand why he's been canceled the way he's been canceled. But he does he's still, much like Kevin Spacey, still a competent actor, and elevated the stuff. It plays like a European crime movie because he is a wealthy vigilante that is killing immigrants that are doing bad things. But I guess it's too, stereotypical in terms of others being, the problem. And so I understand from a political standpoint why it's being maligned, and also it doesn't help that it's Huey Boll and however you say his name. I never know how to say his name properly. Minion.
I saw him on the what's the guy's name? The Bill Maher show. And
I
didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know he had a movie. He was just going on about, he was saying how all that stuff got out of proportion, and he was saying crazy shit when he was on drugs and drinking, and none of it's true. And I'm like, well, I don't know what's true. I don't think he really was eating people. I don't know. But
James would love to box Huey Boll. I don't know if he means put him in a container or actually fight him.
Is that an MMA fighter? Is that who that is? Who's
Huey Boll is a director, and he makes a lot of schlock. If you go through, I don't know. I'll let Wayne. Do you mind looking up Huey Boll's stuff?
Oh, I'm doing it as we speak.
Is he one of those Blumhouse dudes? Is that one of those?
No,
things?
he's not even up in that category.
No, he goes to Romania to make his very low budget movie.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about Franco. We're talking about Citizen Vigilante, that new Army Hammer movie that Huey Boll made. I saw.
Oh, isn't it like some racist like diatribe or something like that?
It is.
Fun. I'll try and watch it.
What I'll say, and I feel like I'm parsing the way our president parses, it's very single-minded in its attitude towards illegal aliens or undocumented aliens. But it takes place in Europe, and he's a very rich guy that is anonymously going out and killing illegal aliens that are doing bad things. So they are doing bad things, but you don't see very many positive immigrants.
And Armie Hammer decided this was his comeback movie?
Well, no, it's just I think that's the only movie he can get after he's been outed as a cannibal.
Yeah.
Is
this streaming or is
it should have made a cannibal movie? Who's his publicist? Come on.
Isn't he heir to like a billionaire fortune or something like that?
Well, he's not part of the like Arm & Hammer.
I thought he was.
I don't know. But tell us the filmography for Huey Boll, Win.
All right. Have you ever watched the Blood Rain series?
No. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Did he do all of them?
Yeah, he did them all. He either produced or directed them.
We did our 24-hour podcast back in 2006, and one of the 2 hours was us watching Blood Rain 2 on the demand of Mike Norton and Tim Seeley. And oh man, what a chunk of garbage that was. But
who's in those movies? Is that with that girl?
Nobody.
Wow.
Nobody. No.
Milia Jokovic or something? Is that
no? Those are Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Sorry. Angels Don't Sleep Here, Homeroom, Alone in the Dark. He does a lot of like video game adaptations.
Yes.
Far Cry, which is a video game.
Oh yeah,
he is an Arm & Hammer heir, but the family cut him off after the controversy.
Isn't it a little too on the nose to name him Armie Hammer?
Right?
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, man.
Well, all I know is he crapped the bed with his Lone Ranger movie.
I thought he looked like a great Lone Ranger.
He did,
but it was a fun movie. And also, somebody needs to tell Johnny Depp no. I'm gonna have a dead bird on my head. No, please.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was over the top. It was Captain Jack as Tonto. I'm like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
But there were some great action sequences in that movie, man. They had that
Yeah.
train chase
But-
with the train I heard it was practical effects. That's why I was like,
But-
wow, somebody really did
Oh,
this.
I'm excited to see, and I don't know if I hope it makes it beyond. There's a foreign language MGH something or MGZ that it I know it's a public, like it was on one of my public television stations here in Chicago, and all they show is a lot of foreign product, and a lot of the Italian crime shows in French and other countries non English speaking countries would show their programming there. That has a streamer, and there's a Zorro that was
Yes.
French produced, and it's the guy from the film The Artist is the new Zorro.
I saw the
And-
trailer for that. Yes.
Me too. And Selene Thomas and I, Frank Miller's producer, and I were talking about it because she's a French lady, and we were
I think-
talking about it.
I think it's coming on Amazon Prime, I think.
I hope so. I hope
Like
so.
2 weeks ago,
Uh,
I saw it.
The Spanish one that they made a couple years ago was on Amazon Prime.
I saw
and
that
I'm
one.
always-
too. Yeah.
I'm always up for a new Zorro. So,
Zorro never
yeah.
died.
well, again, yeah, but it's funny. I was on a panel with other podcasters, and at the time, the Army Hammer Lone Ranger was crap in the bed, and he's like, "Well, you take something that old and expect to get a new audience for it." I'm like, Zorro is 20 years older.
Yeah.
1919 for The Curse of Capistrano. I'm like, yeah, those Antonio Banderas movies really crapped the bed, didn't they? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. I'm
They
like,
made
yeah,
more money than The Shadow.
Masked Vigilante, if you make it right, it's kind of a no-brainer. Kind of a no-brainer.
Again,
Yeah,
I always
so-
say you need a good story. Man, you have
Yeah.
a good story, you're gonna be able to make a picture, a good one.
You'd think.
Yep.
Yet it eludes many a filmmaker.
I always am
And
like,
then you-
why do those Batman movies take so long and how much money? I'm like, you could make a good Batman movie in the dark with a VHS camera if it's a decent Batman.
The fan film Batman Dead End.
Yep, Sandy
Mhm.
Cholera. Sandy
was that big dude years ago?
Yeah.
He was like a bodybuilder. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
he fought the alien, and he fought the Predator, and everything.
well, one of them
And,
was the Joker. It was
yeah, it was
Walter
Boner
Koenig
from
film.
Boner
Yeah.
from Groening.
Boner from
Yeah,
yeah.
Walter Koenig's
Yeah.
kid. Yeah, Boner from Growing Pains. And he was a
That's
good
it.
Joker. It's a shame. It's a shame. He was a really good Joker. Yeah. Funny.
Yep.
No, again, it's like he's Johnny Bravo. He fit, if you know your Brady Bunch, he fit the suit. That's why he was a good Batman, man. He fit
He
the
was.
suit. So
Other movies came out.
we were saying regarding TV, Wayno and I were raving about Rick and Morty.
Oh.
The new season.
They'll be
Rick
at
and Morty.
TripCon on August 7th to the 9th in Connecticut, right here in the Nutmeg State.
I want to talk to those cast members. I didn't realize. I thought you were only going to have summer. I'm glad
No,
you
I
the guys.
got 3 of them, and plus Maurice LaMarche, who's from Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
He plays some type of Abraham Hitler character or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. Is that true? It's a combination of Hitler and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
However you say it. Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
making the graphic, and I'm like, "What's this about?"
Speaking of Rick
Yeah.
and Morty, I'm excited for the new President Curtis show that's going to start.
Yes,
What's the President Curtis
I
show?
don't know what that is.
So
it's a
the
spin-off
president
from Rick and Morty.
the president in Rick and Morty,
Keith David.
Keith
Keith David.
He's getting his own show called President Curtis later
Oh,
this
that's a
month.
great idea.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Yeah, he's great when he's the president. Yeah, he's very
Keith
funny.
David was just on that new Best Medicine show, I think, on Fox. I think I just saw him on that.
He was.
I don't know if that's on anymore.
But Rick and again, what you just said about writing, that's Rick and Morty, man.
Yep.
They know how to write this stuff, and it's always funny. My God, the first episode, it's always great, and there've been 3 so far. The second episode was just brilliant, and I don't want to spoil it for Franco's purposes. But
No, I've watched. I'm only like 2 episodes behind right now, but I've watched the first 4 or 5 or something like that.
I didn't
haven't
realize-
watched- Go ahead. No, you go
I
ahead.
didn't realize X-Men 97 is already out. I saw an
Yeah.
ad for it.
The
Yeah, I
first
didn't
3
either, man.
episodes dropped or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Wait,
James is
how
saying they were
many?
fantastic.
the first
3.
3 episodes I think they dropped,
Yeah.
and then 1 a week or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll be behind on those as well.
I'll have to watch that. I was
They're
gonna say,
good.
The King is right. The Bat in the Sun fan films are excellent, and I just had Tatiana Neva, who has played in those Bat in the Sun films, Black Widow, Wonder Woman, and and no disrespect to the woman from Deadpool 2, a superior Domino in this fan film because she is comic book model perfect. And she was telling me
Chloe Bates or Beats,
Zazie or whatever her name is.
Zazie Beats.
Yeah, Zazie Beats. Zazie Beats was fine, but they leaned into the Zazie Beats of it all because she's a big recording artist. And I respect that. But if you want comic book accurate Domino, Tatiana was fantastic. And it's so funny. She was fighting Harley Quinn, and the Joker was fighting Deadpool, I believe. And in that fan film. But no, she's great. She's great. And she made a new action film with my friend Alexander Nevsky, who's the Russian action hero that I have on Word Balloon a lot. She was in one where she's the lead, and it was called Prey of Wrath is the name of the, and it's free on Zumo. Zumo is Universal's free streaming channel. XUMO. If you go to Zumo.com, XUMO, Zumo. It's pronounced Zumo.
That's a new one. I've never heard of that.
It's another. It's like Pluto and Tubi and those other ones. Oh, if I didn't mention it, on Tubi, the Christopher Lee documentary, exceptional.
Really?
Exceptional. Really, really great. Really did him justice. Wonderful,
Is it
wonderful.
new?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yep. So if
I
you
gotta
can handle
watch some of those
commercials,
things.
yeah, if you can. Tubi
God,
is like amazing, and they
find
just merged. They just merged with Roku.
Oh
So
yeah.
did that.
Yeah, Fox bought Roku, and they're
Oh.
merging it with Tubi. So yeah, no, that's really good.
You
And
have to- There's commercials on that, right? You can't get it out of
there are
that.
commercials. Yeah, they are, as I always said, they're called fast channels because they are free advertising supported television, or as we called it, television.
Television.
Old-fashioned.
It's
TV.
just that the commercials come in places that you just don't think would be
Yeah.
a good place for a commercial.
Yeah.
Sometimes in mid-word. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's sad. That's sad. But I was also going to say, I loved, of course, For All Mankind. I love the 5th season. Star City, their spin-off show, which is the Russian side of the alternate history, going back to the landing on the moon first and everything. Goodbye, Mitch.
He's left more times than I have.
It's true.
He has a bladder
It,
problem.
And Johnny's channeling the big giant head there from Third Rock from the Sun.
Yes, I know. Sorry. I'm like this is like Robert Culp at the beginning of I Spy when they show the montage and stuff, and his eyes are above all the action. I have a new camera because my camera was dying. You'll see when you watch. I'm posting my video that I did with Jeff Lemire a couple of weeks ago, and my laptop camera was dying. So what sword have you got there, Mitchell?
That's my Loki Pokey stick from.
Oh, that's right. Sure.
That's Loki Scepter.
Oh,
With the
along
mind
with the
gem.
Cosmic-
Maybe
with
that'll
Cosmic
stop
Cube
my,
right in the middle.
that'll stop my computer from shutting off.
Okay. All right. All right. What was I going to say? But no, Star City. There's one more episode left of this first season, and it's bleak like Chernobyl was, the HBO show.
Ooh, that was tough.
Appropriately so, but it's very, very good and really, really interesting. And I can't recommend it enough. If you like NASA and cosmonauts and those and the space race, you will not be disappointed. It's very, very good. On that.
Very good.
So before we wrap, should we talk about we're only like 2 weeks away from Strange New Worlds?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole purpose of this. I thought. Yeah,
Well, it's one of them.
I watched the trailers. Wasn't impressed, but whatever.
Well, it just seems to be more of the same. And I loved how they're like, oh, we learned our lesson from season 3. And it's like, no, you really didn't, because you didn't hear about the people's complaints until after you shot season 4.
You
So
know what I thought was odd?
You can say what you want, and maybe we'll be proven wrong, but it looks like it's more the same BS. Go
No,
ahead.
I thought they were pushing the Kirk Spock thing, and then they flashed to Pike, looking a little older. But I'm like, I don't understand how that happened so quickly. But it's almost like they're setting up the big.
Oh yeah.
Well, they got one more season, but the big,
No.
he's gonna die or not die, but be put in the
No.
chair type of thing.
Well, yeah, because there's a YouTuber, and he also does like shorts on Instagram, and he's called like not Mr. like a know-it-all, I think, or something like that. And I think he thinks he's quite the wordsmith, but I will say that his intent behind the words are very true, and he's right. He's like, you're promoting the fact that we're getting closer to the Kirk Spock era, and he's like, what about the show you're giving us now?
Yeah.
Why don't you try? He's like, we didn't tune in to get to Kirk. We tuned in for the Christopher Pike show.
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah, and you're kind of blowing it. And again, no disrespect to the rest of the cast. They're all lovely people and are only as good as the material they're given. But it does get annoying. And especially all Scotty and Uhura and Chapel, all these people that it's like, well, they're not going to die. And nothing bad is going to happen to them.
I don't understand. It's years and years of this crap, but I don't understand why they go out of their way to hire new actors to play old characters.
Yeah.
But it's stupid.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Just give us new characters, new stories. Like
that's what I thought they were going to do.
So much. Yeah, you could do so much with this, and they just don't.
No, when you saw the cage or the menagerie, whatever you want to call it, the only guy on that ship was Spock. All the other people were new. Like there was a younger kid, like, hey, the time barrier's been broken. He's not on the show.
Yeah.
But
it's Tyler. Yeah, that's the
and I was like, okay,
and now it's Ortega's, Yeah,
and then we'll get to meet, and then they had the blind guy. I'm like, oh, this is cool. We're meeting all these new people, and Dr. What's his name? Boyce hasn't shown up yet, or if he's ever going to.
I doubt we're going to see Dr. Boyce. I doubt it. Or if we do, they will do. And I have no problem with Robert April being a black gentleman now, as opposed to the cartoon, because it was the cartoon. But my suspicion is we're not going to see Dr. Boyce. But I am curious if there is some sort of actual reprimand of M'Benga.
Yeah, for what he's been
not to be chief surgeon anymore.
Wait a second. They already referred to that Talos 4 episode during Discovery, so Dr. Boyce should have been on the ship, right? Because remember he was making him a drink when he said, oh, I'm getting too old for this, and he sat and talked to him. That never happened. They never even referred to the character. Okay, whatever.
No.
Because it's a different timeline. That's why. Because I'm like, wait a second.
Exactly.
It's not time. It's not.
Yes, it is.
Again, well, we'll see. We'll see how the Kurtzman era is regarded in subsequent years. There was a big news story this week saying that David Ellison, the guy in charge of Paramount, wants Star Trek to go back to the Wrath of Khan / Next Generation 80s good era, and I'm for it. And again, you can achieve both or all three if you want to count various genders. You can have strong women, you can have strong gay characters and people of different orientation, and strong men. And you don't have, well, we have one guy, that's enough. No, I'm sorry, it's not. And also, it's like, don't ignore your core. That has been the problem, I think, for the last 10 or 15 years in catering to women and having more non-male dominated movies. And you need the balance. As I always say, Voyager did it right. Kate Mulgrew was exceptional.
My prediction is that there are at least 3 more family members, Spock's family members, that we haven't met yet. Yeah. That's my prediction.
I mean, he had a brother we didn't know about. He had a sister you didn't know about. I'm sure he's got a mother.
And is Cybok showing up here or what?
Oh, well, they showed him once in the back.
They showed his back, yeah.
Yeah,
and the pirate was Spock's lover, but or Cybok's lover. He's supposedly coming back. He's coming back from season 3. Everybody's favorite new Vulcan. Oh, we all thought he was so funny. Doug, Patton Oswalt's character from 4.5 Vulcans. Exactly. That's the face I made, Mitchell. Yes. It's like, not funny. And I normally like Patton Oswalt. In this, crap. Sorry, Doug. Sorry, Patton. You blew it on that one as far as I'm
what's
concerned.
so funny? When you were just going on a second ago about having a strong male lead, you saw Reacher, right? Remember Reacher, the show? I think that's coming back soon, actually.
Sure.
And
no, I think they're doing the spin-off with the girl
spin-off
first.
with that the woman that's on the show.
And I think Reacher's going to be in it a little bit, but yeah.
Right. So that is as testosterone driven as a freaking mouthful of, well, I can't say that, it's so gross. But anyway, there's more sperm. I was going to say than a mouthful of sperm, but that didn't come out right. But whale fist. But all I know is that was the most manly show ever. I mean, Reacher walked in a room, you got pregnant just watching it. I don't know what's going on. And that had an audience. My wife was glued to it because she was like, look at that hunk of man. And the guys were watching it too because he was like, yeah, Reacher ain't taking shit. So you could have that throwback 70s, whatever, Tom Selleck, Matt Helm. You could have the rugged, mooey, macho guy. People will accept it. You can have a Captain Kirk from a 60s, like a James Bond, the misogynistic, if you want to go that route. You could have a world where you do have these characters. You might not say it's politically correct anymore, but we've seen with Reacher, people do enjoy watching the no-nonsense, rugged, big hulk of a guy that, like, I'll punch your throat out and bang your hot-looking woman. I mean, it's on TV now. So why can't you do it on Star Trek again?
I haven't seen it yet, but Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
Yellowstone, and
if he did a Star Trek, that's what it would be, honestly.
Well, but what my point is, he just did a 2-hour interview with Howard Stern, so I got to listen to it on Sirius and hear it. But all of his shows, Landman, and Tulsa King, and Yellowstone, yeah. It's like I don't know how to break it to the rest of Hollywood, but we like male shows, and I'm not saying don't have strong women and strong gay characters.
No, that's not
shows, but you got to read the tea leaves. And when these things underperform, you can't go, well, let's do it again. Well, maybe this time.
I'll tell you what.
Again, I'm not saying, hold on, don't ignore women, don't ignore gay characters, but integrate them and understand that there's going to be a learning curve. I wish it was different, but I think these last 10 years have proven right now the majority of ticket buyers aren't buying these tickets, and you got to learn. Go ahead, Mitch. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say 1923 was a good balance. You had Helen Mirren, one of the best actresses still alive out there.
Yes.
Strong female character. Harrison Ford's always going to be Harrison Ford, but he was almost like secondary. And the kid that played Spencer, the kid they were waiting to come home, who I said, Jesus Christ, if you want to get a Batman or a Bruce Wayne, that freaking kid right there would be a great Bruce Wayne because he was a big, tall, good-looking guy, and he had the build. And, he was a decent actor, but he could fill the bat suit. He had a strange name. I can't think of his name, but whatever. He was in.
Well, Carrie agrees with us about the male-led shows being a woman.
And but the Reacher spinoff show that Franco was talking about, whatever that character's name, it's his buddy there from the special services or whatever. She's got her own show now. So she's going to be the lead. Well, she's a kick. And then you had that show, was it Tigress? Was that a Taylor Sheridan show with
Saldana? I don't know who made it. But
it's Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
I think it's Taylor Sheridan.
Lioness, not Tigress. Yeah.
But
strong character right there, buddy. I mean, what the hell,
Carrie asked, is the thing with Patton Oswalt due to him being famous and being a nerd, so he gets to be in whatever next fandom that he wants to be in? I'm missing something. No, that's exactly what it is. Absolutely. And that's fine. He brings viewers. I absolutely respect that. That's great. And his Minor Threats comic book from Dark Horse is quite good that he does with Jordan Blum, his writing partner. That they also wrote the MODOK series and everything. But again, that I love now that it's been a little while. Now all the new Trek lovers that found no fault in season 3 are like, yeah, I got to be honest, that was a really lousy season. And 4.5 Vulcans, that was racist. It's a fictional alien race, but you're right, But I wouldn't go so far as to say it's racist, but it's clearly a misunderstanding of what Vulcans are, and so one-dimensional in their thinking. And it's like even the weakest actor in Berman era Trek that was a Vulcan understood there was a subtlety in Vulcans that is lacking in new Trek. And that's why it's like, get off the stage. Time to go. And God only knows what we're going to get next year with Academy.
You get the Muppets this season, don't you?
I know. I know.
Can't wait.
Idiots.
Can't wait.
Just, I mean, from the teaser, there's a dinosaur episode. Fine. I
Really?
got no problem. Yeah. If you, it's so interesting. The teaser
Oh, it
had
was.
more. These are the things that are going to happen in the season. The trailer was Kirk and Spock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's Mike. Kirk and Spock, and it's like, God, you guys suck. It's like they can't wait. And also, it's so backdoor pilot of, hey, don't you want us to do Star Trek Year One with Kirk and Spock? No, we really don't. Shut up. Time to go. Get that. Honestly, I wish the Ellisons would just show all 16 episodes starting in 2 weeks and just be done with it.
Yeah.
And also get Academy
out
done
of
with
here.
with their post production. Yeah, get
Wipe
it
the
all out
slate
there.
clean. Get it done.
Yes, please.
Yep. Start
Please.
new.
Wait,
Hey,
no, I've
you
been
didn't mention Doctor Who getting canceled
was
after
about
all
to.
these years.
I was about to. Well, there's a misunderstanding because, yes, we're in a shorter wilderness period, but people have to understand when they put out a show for tender, it's not that they're canceling the show, but they are letting go of Bad Wolf, the production company that's made Doctor Who since the Eccleston years, and they're looking for a new streaming partner because Disney doesn't want it anymore. So the problem is, it's going to take they are taking bids on new production companies, but most of the BBC shows that they own have nowadays gone to tender because they can't afford to put it out themselves. They don't make the money back on the license or the Brits have to license their TV to get BBC stuff. And that's not enough money to pay for dramatic television anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of their big shows have been put out to tender and other companies make the show. But the other problem is anybody who, like a streamer, they want everything. They want from Hartnell to Ncuti Gatwa, and the rights to that internationally are all over the place. All over the place. I mean, Tubi is still running Doctor Who, and a couple other free streamers.
Yeah.
BritBox, of course, has it as well. But that's a shame. Goodbye, Mitch. I'm saying goodbye for the audio audience to know when he disappears, basically. So, but yeah, it's a shame. But the good news is it will likely be a shorter gestation period for it won't be the 15 years or whatever was between Sylvester McCoy and Chris Eccleston. The 12 years or whatever it was.
Yeah,
it won't be
they're never going to wrap up that storyline where Billy Piper showed up at the end.
No, probably not.
Are we ever going to see the war between the land and sea?
No.
That's the question, Wayno. Yeah, for people who don't remember, that was that. By the way, that's another thing where it's like they're fictitious. Don't call them sea devils because that's
I've heard that. Yeah.
Are you shitting me? Are you kidding me? Calm down. And that's as great as Russell Davies was bringing the show back. This second time around, he blew it. He crapped the bed so hard. And much like he did the same thing with Davros. Oh, but if Davros in a wheelchair, that's disrespectful to the physically challenged. There are bad people that are in wheelchairs as well as good people. It's okay. It doesn't mean everybody in a wheelchair is bad, Mr. Davies. And also, again, the Billy Piper thing. What a jerk. What a jerk. And also, now he's full of crap. Oh, there never was a script for the Christmas special. Well, then a lot of people were like, well, that's what he claimed with his
I heard that was
statement. And Murray Gold, the composer we were talking about earlier, he's like, oh, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different ideas. Maybe there wasn't a full script, but there were definitely ideas. And I guess, again, finally, they admitted, I assumed that we weren't able to get the announcement until a month ago or so because they had to wait for the Disney contract to really, I bet there was almost a no compete or something where they couldn't say anything until a year after the show. And then they could now say,
I tell you, when I heard he was coming back, I was very happy because I said, oh, he made some of the best Doctor Who's, and I couldn't wait. And then there was that adaptation of the comic book one. Was it Alan Moore's story? It was a Marvel comic. It was
Dave Gibbons.
Gibbons. Yeah. Dave Gibbons story.
And then Pat Mills.
Mhm.
Pat
And
Mills
it
wrote
was
it.
good. It was decent. And I go, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I've
all right.
read this story before when I was a kid, and sure enough, it was the Marvel premiere book, or what
Yeah.
was the DC or the Marvel stories. But yeah, then
The
it quickly went downhill. And then when they had the two doctors living on the earth at the same time, and I was scratching my head going, well, how the hell does that happen now? You got David
by generation.
Yeah, and I'm like,
No idea.
Pick one.
Well, and also it basically everyone was waiting for David Tennant to come back
Yeah.
again because they left him on Earth the way they did, and it's like, oh, well, even for this aborted Christmas special, well, sure, then David Tennant will come back anyway.
Right.
No, of course not. And no, it's ridiculous. A friend, I won't out him, but he's like, they might even just jettison all the continuity and start again at the beginning. Which
It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
I hope they don't, because I would like, as long as they're alive, and they've already shown us that possibility that Colin Baker and McCoy and the others can come back for little cameos and stuff, and Peter Davidson. I mean, God bless Tom Baker, but he's kind of like Mel Brooks,
Like
where
96.
yeah, he's in his early 90s, but still, he's old enough that I mean, I'm just glad he's still alive and makes his little hello. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, and everything. Tom Baker's the man. That in the 50th when he shows up at the end as the curator, I really think you might. It's like, oh my God, it's him. He was so great. He's the man. And I mean, listen, I love Tennant. I love Matt Smith. I've been revisiting, Wayne, the Capaldis.
Okay.
Because that's a great era. And the guy that, as great as Davies was, bringing it back with Eccleston and the start of Tennant, you got to hand it to Moffat.
Yeah.
Because Moffat had Tennant, Matt Smith, and Capaldi, and he wrote the majority of those stories, and they are exceptional. And when they and as you know, because she was supposed to be a Terrificon, but didn't make it, Missy, the Master, when she became
that's right. She was supposed to be here 2 years ago. Yeah, Gomez, something Gomez.
Yes,
That's the actress's name. I can't think of it.
yes, but no, like that, all that stuff. And John Sim was great as the Master.
He was good. Jenna Coleman, she broke my heart.
Oh my God, I love Jenna Coleman. I mean, I know I wasn't like already in puppy love with Karen Gillan, but like then Jenna Coleman comes like, oh my God, quit breaking my heart, man.
Yeah.
I have a sweet picture with Jenna.
I bet.
I met her.
How tiny is she, Wayne? Is she really small?
She's
About
tiny.
5, about 5'2".
What do you got, the yardstick out, Mitchell? Hold on.
I
Carrie
do.
goes, thoughts on female leads. Their flaws tend to be not filling traditional roles, a bad mother, wife, etc. Male leads can just have flaws, sometimes as traditional roles, but they can also be flawed without their storyline being to stay strong and place themselves back into the role that they're not as good at. Dangling participle at the end there, Carrie, but I hear what you're saying. There you go. And Matt says Russell Davies did all the Tennant seasons. Moffat guest wrote on the Tennant seasons. No. He might have been executive producer in name. Stephen Moffat. I realize that Stephen Moffat wrote episodes during the Davies era. Moffat was the showrunner when he took over from Davies. He ran the show. Gatiss wrote a few, and I love Mark Gatiss. The guy who got screwed and only did like a couple episodes of the TV show was our dear friend Paul Cornell. He did two of the better. He did a great 2-part Tenet, the Human Nature. There's the thank you. There's the ruler.
This is how big Jenna Coleman is right here.
Exactly. And he also did Father's Day with Eccleston, where they're in the alternate universe where Rose's dad is still alive.
Yes, that was a good guy. I like that.
Those are Cornell. All three of them, Davies. I have four of them, I should say. Davies, Moffat, Cornell, and Gatiss all wrote Doctor Who novels during the Wilderness years, and comic books as well, at times. So, but yeah, it's no, I think Moffat is the unsung. Like now he's getting his due because again, kind of a backhanded or not a backhanded compliment. It's kind of a put down to Chibnall and Davies Part 2 that now Moffat seems to be doing the rounds in interviews about how great it is. Oh, look at that. Hold on.
Look at that.
Zoom it in. Hold on. Keep it up.
She's
Zoom it in.
almost as tall as Wayne, for God's sake.
Look how cute she is. Good.
a
Lord.
way
Even
else.
in her mom jeans, she's still cute.
And
I
Wayne,
do.
I've met Wayne in person. He's only like 4'2".
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm only 4'2".
Didn't Moffat
But with
do
my
the-
new Skechers, I'm 4'3".
Isn't Moffat the
Oh,
Sherlock?
that's
guy?
right. Hey, Chemdog's right.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Paul wrote Family of Blood. And that's a great, and in fact, that's the great one. That's with that weird alien family that Tennant totally like does revenge on them and really punishes them bad. And I remember having this wonderful conversation with Cornell about it, where I'm like, people always say, all the humanity that the Doctor shows, and I'm like, that's an episode where it's like, let's not forget he's an alien, and his code is a little different than the human code. And yeah, that's a great episode where he really.
You know what's
punishes
another
them.
scary one is when Capaldi goes after the girl from Game of Thrones. When what's her
Yes,
name
me.
dies? When Jenna
name's
Coleman
me.
dies with the Raven.
Me,
Yeah.
her
He's like,
character's name's me.
I'll come after you or something like that. And he's fucking dead stare. I'm
Well,
like, damn,
'cause
Dr. Who's- you don't
He
fuck.
goes nuts. He goes nuts, and he goes back to Gallifrey, and he kills Rassilon.
Yes.
And then he even kills the general that's sympathetic to him. But I mean, the general's able to regenerate.
No, he didn't.
Did he kill
Rassilon left Gallifrey.
He got
he
stuck
leave?
in the time warp. Remember, it was Timothy Dalton.
but it was
wasn't
after- No, but
he's
that.
right. They brought him back. He's right.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Gallifrey is lost in a pocket
Yes.
dimension or whatever,
Right.
and then they find it, or it comes back into the regular at the end of the universe. And Capaldi's mad about Clara dying, and he's like, "I don't care about the rules anymore. She's coming back."
Yeah.
And it's
because he was staying at the
it's-
farm.
It is so good. That is, I'm telling you, like in the last couple of weeks, I've been watching a lot of Capaldi's again, and he's great. He really was a great Doctor, and now lifelong fan.
Well, yeah, because like when they ordered them, the general ordered the soldiers to shoot the Doctor, and I was with him on whatever part of whichever the Dalek War, and
they all.
I'm not
and they all
going to do this.
find
They
out.
all remember that he was the one, more than the War Council.
Yes,
He took the fight to the Daleks when he
Yes.
regenerated from the 8th to become the War Doctor. He left all that goodness or whatever you want to say behind, and he was a ruthless bastard. And
Yeah.
he was out there, and it was just.
Well-
And again, the way Hurt played him towards the end, he was just going, "This is never going to end." So he went and stole the ultimate device because he knew it was not going to end, and that this was the only way that he could stop it all from the universe from burning. And
also he in the first part of that story is
Mhm.
trapped by the Time Lords, and it's that great episode where it's just him monologuing the entire time, and they ask him, they're like, "How long were you left?" And it was like a billion years
Yeah.
or something in that null space that he was in with the barrier keeping him trapped and everything. And it's like he went nuts. He absolutely went nuts. Here,
Wait a
B
minute.
things just
Peter
popping in,
Capaldi
but
won
the only new movies the only new movies I've seen so far this summer are Masters and Supergirl. I liked them. No interest in seeing anything else in the theaters right now, though. All right, B things.
Peter Capaldi won an Oscar. Is that true?
Yes, he did for a short. He made a
film.
short subject. Yeah. Yep,
Oh.
he did. He produced it.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah.
I did not.
No,
know
he's
that.
the man. I've been watching. You guys know Veep, the Julia Louis-Dreyfus HBO show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Wayne and I have talked about this.
She was one of the lead voices in Sheep Detective.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
she-
cool. We'll get to Sheep Detective in a second, but staying on Peter Capaldi for a second. The guy who made Veep in England made a show called The Thick of It, and it was a British politics show the way Veep was here. And Peter Capaldi plays this fixer that works for the Prime Minister who's a complete a-hole and is swearing all the time and mean as hell and is hilarious in this show. And I know that is what they saw. And they're like, let's get him for Doctor Who. They knew
Well,
he was a
he's-
fan already, But yeah,
He was
that-
also
that's what-
Cardinal Richelieu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
in Three
the Three
Musketeers.
Musketeers. Yeah,
he was.
He was on the Torchwood TV movie, and he has to kill his
Children of,
family.
yeah,
Holy
Children
shit!
of God
That
or
was
whatever.
like dark.
And he
He
was
killed his
a-
wife, his kids. It was like that was.
And
dark.
he was a Roman, in the
Yes.
I believe Tenet era. Yeah,
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
And it is
And the
interesting.
Pompeii.
Well, and it's also that's right, Pompeii, and also it's interesting when guys who later become the Doctors show up earlier, like Colin Baker is in. I want to say Arc of Infinity, definitely one of the Gallifrey Peter Davidson episodes as a Gallifreyan guard and everything. But it was like a year or two before he became the Doctor. So
Well, it's just like TV shows in the States in the 60s and 70s where people just sort of bounced around and appeared on the shows.
They were under
and they'd come
contract.
back.
I saw Kim Basinger in an episode of Charlie's Angels not too long ago.
What?
Yeah.
well,
And
that's
she was
like
blonde.
Oscar was she always blonde?
Yeah, but someone asked me before. I think we started. Mitch asked me if
okay.
she's blonde or brunette.
I
yeah.
do not believe he's a real.
I was gonna say like Oscar Goldman from the Bionic shows.
Richard
like
Anderson.
Richard Anderson. He was under contract at Universal, so
Hmm.
all those shows that were made by Universal, he was under contract. So that's why he'd show
That's
up.
why he's in the Night Strangler and a bunch of stuff. Yeah, the old studio system. Yep.
You got it. You got it.
Yep. Hey, you know what? I'm listening to a real good book that Johnny would like, but it's really old. William Goldman. He was a writer for Hollywood stuff, and I can't think of the name of it right now. But it was written in '82, and he's talking about the studio system and what movies get made and the star system, and actors are really dumb and producers and they don't know what's going to be a hit, and they don't ever want to tell you. But it's the movie that's the hit, not the actor that's the hit. Because if that was the case, every time Stallone did a movie, they'd all be hits. But he goes, Fist was not a hit. This was not a hit. Rocky's a hit, and Rocky 2's a hit because people want to pay money to see him play Rocky. They don't want to see him to be a labor union guy or one of these things or Nighthawks or whatever. But it's a really fun, listen to. But it's so old now because talking about Redford, and he's like, this new movie that came out in 1981, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Nobody would say that was going to be a hit because when you looked at it on paper, they took it to every studio and everybody turned it down except Paramount. And now it's the big thing that year. And I'm like, Hollywood and producers, they haven't changed in the last 40 years. They don't know shit anymore about what's going to be a big deal or what's not good or whatever. So it's just interesting.
As B Things points out, William Golding wrote Butch and Sundance. He wrote
Yes.
Butch Cassidy. He wrote Princess Bride. Yeah, among other films.
Yeah,
it
no, they
was-
mentioned,
the thesis of his book was nobody in Hollywood knows anything.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And the funny thing is, I always thought of Robert Redford as always hitting him out of the park. No, he's like done a bunch of crap movies before he actually got a couple of hits. Same thing
Well,
they said
and
with
even
Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds was in TV hell for years. Hawk, Riverboat. There was another TV show, Dan August. Yeah, and then he finally got up, and then he did Deliverance, but then he did crappy movies. But it's like he's been plugging. Clint Eastwood, another one. These guys were plugging along for years before they started having success, and that's why he was like talking about New Hollywood back then. The New Hollywood people, which are Richard Pryor and Steve Martin, is who he was using as references.
I heard a story about Burt with Riverboat. Darren McGavin was the lead in Riverboat, and Burt Reynolds was like the hunky number 2 on the show. Yeah. And McGavin was being mean or like not sexually harassing, but kind of browbeating an actress in the show. So Burt Reynolds grabbed Darren McGavin and threw him overboard because they were on a boat and they were actually in the water, and that's why he got fired.
Who's the guy who took over?
This was in Screen Trade. Yeah, somebody asked what it's called, but that's what
before Jon Stewart. There was Craig Kilborn. Is that
the
guy that took over the
Daily Show?
Yeah.
He told a story about on the Richard Eisen show or something like that. He told a story about Clint Eastwood, and he ran into someone because he moved here to New York or something like that. He ran into someone who knew him, and they told him that Clint Eastwood had a really big cock basically, And it's like, oh yeah, it's 12 inches or something like that. And then he
There
wound
you
up
go.
having dinner with him later on, like, with him and his wife and something like that. And he goes, it was strange circumstance, because he had come from Carmel, California, whatever. Oh, that's what it was. The haircut guy told him about Clint Eastwood, and he was talking to him about all his movies that he liked and everything. And then the subject came up. He goes, oh, I told him, the story about what you said. And Clint Eastwood goes, yeah, he was off by an inch.
Yeah. He was
Kilburn,
the Forrest Tucker of his day.
Yeah.
Forrest Tucker.
well, Kilburn went from the Daily Show to the 11:30 or the 12:30 show for the East
Yeah.
Coast Boys
Right.
on PBS. And man, that was a meat market show. That was a show that totally was a perv show. He always
He just walked away from it. Remember, he just quit.
Yeah.
He just walked. Said, "I'm done." He
Isn't that
didn't
when
get-
Craig Ferguson took over, basically?
Yeah,
Yes, it
yeah. But Craig Kilborn just like walked away. I was like, "Wow,
It's true.
something."
No, it's true.
Hmm.
Well, we can be done. We've gone
Yeah.
we've gone over 2 hours,
Yeah.
and I don't
Thank
want
you.
to disappear again.
By the way, Extraterrestrials is running on Kickstarter right now, so
Thank
check
you,
it out.
and you can watch or listen to an interview with Franco on Word Balloon, and yes, Mitch Terrificon coming August 7th
Coming
through the
soon
9th.
to Mohegan Sun near you on August 7th
Indeed.
to the 9th.
Man, go to Terrificon. Is it Terrificon.com?
Yes, it
website?
is. Yes, it is.
And man, check out the guest list, everybody. You will not be disappointed. I'm very excited to see many of my out of town friends, among them Dan Slott, Jeff Loeb, Charles Soule, my buddy Ryan Brown, who's of course
Franco.
local.
Franco,
Franco. Oh yeah, Franco.
Mike Grell, Dan Jurgens.
Mike Grell. Hey, awesome! I love Mike Grell. Jurgens,
David
I love Jurgens.
Finch, Arthur Adams, Priscilla Presley, Patrick
Yeah, very
Warburton,
Yeah, very
Ron
cool.
Perlman, who's in
Very
Star
Leah
cool.
Trek.
Thompson.
Leah
Leah
Thompson,
Thompson will be there.
Maurice
ladies and
Clark,
gentlemen.
and Ron Pinky
Rob
and the Brain, right?
Paulson, Pinky and the Brain will be there.
Rob, yeah.
The original cast of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles featuring Barry Gordon from Fish fame. Barry Gordon.
love Barry I took a fan photo with Barry. He's awesome
Mhm.
at C2E2 one year. He's amazing. Very nice.
Steve
All
Agee
right.
from Peacemaker and the other guy.
Oh yeah, that's
Judo
Vigilante.
Master.
Yeah, Judo Master and Vigilante's going to be there too, kiddies. Vigilante, who starred in the TV version of Time After Time. They made a TV series out of that. I did not know he played H.G. Wells.
I did
I
not
didn't
know
know there
that.
was a TV series. I love that show. That movie,
Sure.
Malcolm McDowell and David Warner, Jack the
Yeah.
Ripper. That was Nicholas Meyer. It was one of the best movies ever.
Meyer. I
And they
completely
made a
agree.
TV show out of it.
I quite agree. All right, we will convene after Strange New Worlds gets up and running, and we'll be back with a Trek. But we hope you enjoyed this not Trek watch. Yes, and indeed, we'll hopefully have our cameras sorted out. Until next time, everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.